Don't let them take you out, your spirit gotta stay focused. Can't go back living how I was, cause it's repulsive. I don't ask for much, this all I ever wanted. And not killing, die by hundreds, you can quote me. Yeah, these hoes for the streets, they ain't holy. I ain't pulling up the spiritual when devils kiss your boots. We ain't no cowards, please don't say what you gon' do. Or post something on the internet you think you gotta prove. Cause I got Karak Ice, I got Shia War, got Kasar Pakai, I got Imawan, got Kabataban, I got Tazabah, got Kakamaima, got Karan Yala, got Yaragabar, Tribe Issachar, bring out Gobble War. Couple young men in this bitch with an olive oil. If you ain't in these ranks, then you out of order. It's a time for everything right now, it's time for war. And I'm still the same nigga when I'm not recording. I pull up, shoot from half like I'm Michael Jordan. I don't think they fit to join the Lord's army. I survived a Christian church, moral of the story. I done beat so many demons, I got war stories. Garment look so hardcore, look like I morphed on him. Appetite for battle, yeah, I'm war hungry. I ain't choose this life, the Lord chose me. I'm a certified priest and I don't take that lightly. How I feel about this shit, yeah, I can't describe it. I know they mad at me, cause I can't trust the white man. I gird up my loins and did something mighty. Yeah, what's done in private, it's gonna come to light. Speak the truth into these bones and watch them come to life. All my friends are dead, let loose all the plagues, yeah.
Practice, not a game, not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? And we're talking about practice.
Back row.
Best believe that I'm top 3. The only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Put me anywhere other than one that is not me. It's beef, we shred a nigga block, that's chopped cheese. No peace, the butterfly sting him, that's Ali. You reach, I teach you with the handle, that's Kyrie. Machines you hook like a Roman, that's IV. You a sheep, I'm a go, it's a difference, so watch me. You weak, all hooks, no punches, so block these. They mock me, I just show them how it goes. Try to stomach this thug life. They bring out the nose, bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe, connected from Cali to New York, nigga, so let it go. Made for this. Nigga, I eat bars and drink flows, thinking you woke into your third eye peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy. It's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early. This bitch a cheat code. It ain't a game. These niggas lame. State bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same. You want the easy pass? Tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire. You can't stand the rain. Take an aim. Tell him runner he can try his best. Drive a car named after me. That's why I'm in the vet. Laughing these niggas once again, and I ain't break a sweat. Number one at everything I do. That's why I'm one west. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot, so forever I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this janitor with the mop stick. You gonna need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10 I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick. I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then I'll switch. If I touch it, it's diamond. Tell a bitch that I'm God sent. It ain't because my kicks is built like 5'6", 5'7" is my bitch. Dangerous, high risk. I lose it, get another one. You think I'm talking about a girl? I'm talking about another gun. Head now? Hey, look, it is what it is now. We don't fuck with the house niggas. We burn the crib now. I'm ahead now. And I hope they can hear now. I don't care if you think it's it, nigga, I don't fear clown. Silence just make it sound like raindrop. That's a quiet storm. Get the job done in the view and get fired on. If you niggas standing for nothing, what you dying for? If you put real with real, that's how I was born. Walking this bitch ready for war. I'm in riot form. I want these niggas to see me flex. That's why I am armed. Shit, couldn't live in the crib, nigga. I should buy a farm to go through this shit so effortless. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is, I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is, I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is, I'm not 2 and I'm not 3.
Buck roll.
All right, this is Rudy Speech, man. We got Captain Tywar in the building. Yeah. Yeah, so Cap, man, let us know where you from.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me, man. Rudy Speech, man.
One West vetted,
Let's
one
stay.
West
I'll break
pumping
it
through my
down right
blood,
quick,
don't
though.
forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I finish, one West when I start. Big shine, big glow. I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the winter, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got $1 million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we bout to demo the building. These fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts. Very large caliber on very small gaps. Compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka, equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak with a bin shot ya. The best rhymer, since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I ride like a big timer. No informer, no sweat, not in China. My conglomerate wreck like King Konga. No Asian pun me, no chink in armor. Remain calm through our pain that bring drama. Stay focused on things that bring karma. Took all pressure, applied and made diamonds. Stayed true, kept shit pure, my name honored. Paid all dues and debts and kept promise. Make sure you show respect, pay homage. That I'm one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I said I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I'm the hottest on the market, don't make me start it. I'ma pull up in a Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I remember days was trapping out the apartment. Now one West about put me up in a starship. About to fly the friendly skies in this bitch. Spit the truth on the corners, I lie a little bit. I'm a stand-up nigga, I die before I switch. Down, no we up, I'm cool with who I with. I'ma be war the king and stay dangerous. Hold down the biz and fam, remain blameless. Now rappers drippy with styles we made famous. First with studs and spikes in any city. Designers charge a stack for shit that can't fit me. Had friends on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all, know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain a $1.50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause the niggas getting fouled, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow. Try to ride my wave, you gon' need a speedboat. I'm hot like 100 degrees in a peacoat. Scarf in the sweater, I embark every letter. It's UPK, not a part, but together. Homie, I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. One West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West.
Give me Exodus 4:22. And how in the hell did you try to take this Bible and use it for everybody? You stupid as hell. You dumb as hell. This Bible is what's going to condemn you. Because this is the book of destroyed this book, you dumb so-called white people. Instead of going around and trying to use the Bible is the book that's going to destroy your world.
Excuse me, everyone, I have a brief announcement to make. Jesus was black, Ronald Reagan was the devil, and the government is lying about 9/11. Thank you for your time and good night.
Shalom, Ak. Shalom, Ak. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakathah. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakathum. No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they folk, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow.
Hey, who shall be smalls? If we don't get them, they gon' get us all. And I'll be damned if I just sit back while my people fall. There is no contestant when we all in this together, so let's come together now so we can end this shit forever. I don't wanna go to school, I'd rather read up on my enemies and study all the methods used to kill my people mentally. Sex, money, and drugs is destroying our identity, and this ain't nothing new. This shit been going on for centuries. Instead of fighting for rights, we should have been fighting for our land. Now we fighting for the man. They'll go right into their plan. And I'm sick of this. It's ridiculous how the government is such hypocrites. They make the laws, then break the laws. How serious should I take the laws? My blood, homie, I take a loss. This family first, worst come to worst, and I die for mine. Me and my niggas, we charged up like alkaline. We strapped up like Columbine. When it's wartime, I'm on the front line. Facts life, I'm acting like I was born again. It's the afterlife.
No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they folk, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Check it, get your life right, cause this the last call. Christ coming back and he's gonna judge us all. It can happen while you shopping, walking around the mall. Where you from, where you at, Babylon will fall. Lose your head by the sword or obey his laws. You hear them drum beats? We in the midst of war, but it's a holy one. I speak the holy tongue. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakathum. I got the most high power, I ain't need a gun. I'll be out here repping till his kingdom come. His bread's for the children, you can't get a crumb. Yeah, they hear me, they ain't feeling where I'm coming from. But la-di-da-di, fuck everybody from the Catholic Church to Illuminati. Christ coming back, now the Anunnaki trying to warn the people, but they tried to knock me. What you thought that I wasn't gonna throw my voice in? Fuck all of y'all, white Jesus poison. No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they folk, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they folk, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow.
Ow!
Mm-hmm. You're having that dream where you made the white people riot, weren't you?
But I was telling the truth.
How many times have I told you you better not even dream about telling white folk the truth? You understand me? Shoot. Making white people riot. You better learn how to lie like me. I'm gonna find me a white man and lie to him right now.
Yeah, those are messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on his ass real quick one time. 144, bitch.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that bitch, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole guard. Yeah, ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a cord. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zach, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them go. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Shaw. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hawkins. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking notes. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I'm making hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole part. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the fart. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, told that bitches either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our court. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and with the speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. You can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole part. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low. Told that bitches either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our car. And I just made it call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
Buck roll.
This shit gon' ride. My whole time.
You'll never see another nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one westward, sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jets. If I can't make it do for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on this war in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this world in my whole life, It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home and change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain. It's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tech, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Tahoe Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures making an op hurt. Lion is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed, jump can't fast.
You gonna come to our city and decide you don't like black people. That ain't fair to you. You gonna come to our city and decide you don't like black people. Man, you don't know a damn thing about black people. We're human. We like our kids to go to good schools. We love our kids. We never go in no neighborhoods and take people out. Don't do it. Let's go.
Yeah. Once again, we are live from ISUPK headquarters in Harlem, New York. Let it be known, episode 56. Give that a hand. Right. It's going down. It's going down. We are your host, the man of the hour, the prince of the power, priest and officer, Shalaya Allah. Give him a hand.
That's right.
Most time.
Yo, big up. You know what time it is.
Straight out of Long Island, New York, we got priest and officer Karab in the building. Give him a hand. Most High Christ. And of course, I am the mountain of the Most High God, priest and officer Harya Allah. And you could give me a hand and let's set this thing off. So, man, did y'all see that video we just played?
Yeah, man. Listen, that's how you know what's going on in the world. You need brotherhood and sisterhood more than ever. Because you see what happened. They're talking about the Buffalo shooter having no compassion, no nothing. A brother ready to take the killer's head off.
Ready to take his head off in the courtroom.
That should let you know that when you come and serve your God, listen, judgment is gonna come for them. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about attacking this this devil right here in the courtroom. You're gonna know that sooner or later, slavery is gonna come for them. Judgment is gonna come for them. They all gotta answer for all the crimes that they have done. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. Damn right. So if y'all been watching the show, y'all know a few weeks back when this Buffalo shooter incident first happened, man, and we originally aired that on Let It Be Known when we actually showed the footage, if you can remember that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we showed the footage.
Yes, we did.
Although we should not have.
Right.
We did show the footage, and the footage was horrifying. There was a young 19-year-old white male who went into a grocery store in Buffalo, New York, and shot and killed over 10 people in the grocery store simply because they were black. And how do we know he shot them simply because they were black? Because here on Let It Be Known, when we did that episode, we specifically showed how he came up across another white man.
Right.
Pointed the gun at him
and said sorry.
Right. And then kept it moving.
And not only that, he has a manifesto. It was like 100 and something page manifesto that talks about, Nazis and how to build guns and bombs and hating black people and all types of other stuff.
Right. So recently, this
this murderer, whose name I believe was Peyton Gendrad, he was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. That's what they refer to as natural life here in the state of New York correctional facility. He was given life in New York, but that's not the end of it. You know, I guess in New York just wanted to get their part of the trial over with, their part of the court case over with, and just get him life. But now he has to go to the feds and face more severe charges. And in the feds, as we all know, the death penalty is not off the table. And so he could be facing death by lethal injection in the federal system. There is a poll in the chat. If you believe that this oppressor should get the death penalty in the feds for this disgusting and heinous crime that he committed, you put yes in the chat.
There's no audio on Clubhouse like that. So like,
okay, Colonel Khan. If you believe that he should not receive the death penalty for what he's done, if you don't believe in the death penalty, if you believe that he should just simply get life without the possibility of parole in the federal prison, hey, you may think that he shouldn't get no time.
Right.
You know, you could put that in the chat as well. The phones lines are open. You see the number at the bottom of the screen. Please feel free to call in with your comments or questions regarding this situation or any other topics that come out. Let's let it be known and let's get into this story.
That's right.
Now, the 19-year-old white man who killed 10 people in a racist mass shooting at a grocery store in a predominantly black area of Buffalo last May apologized to his victims, families, and was sentenced to life in prison during an emotional court hearing on Wednesday. Now, I'm very sorry for all the pain I forced the victims and their families to suffer through. I'm very sorry for stealing the lives of your loved ones. Now, before I go forward with this so-called apology, this 19-year-old boy did, I want to let it be known that not only did he write a manifesto beforehand, not only did he write derogatory comments and racial slurs on the very weapon he used to murder these people, but he made sure to do it all live from his cell phone during the entire incident. And that's how we know exactly what happened. Not because there was CCTV cameras, not because pedestrians had their phones out, but because the actual disgusting murderer himself recorded the entire incident so that the world could see. Now I'll keep going. I'm very sorry for stealing the lives of your loved ones, and I cannot express how much I regret all the decisions I made leading up to my actions on May 14th.
Wait, time out. This is him talking, the killer.
Correct. This is the killer. This was his statements that were made before he was sentenced to life imprisonment. This is the statements that he made to the family. And we're also going to play that video again to see some of the family's reactions and some of the things that happened in court. If you didn't see that video. And keep in mind, there's a poll in the chat. If you believe that this man should die because of what he did, click yes. If you believe that his life should be spared, click no.
Let me ask you this. What do y'all think?
Right.
What do y'all think? I think he should die.
I think he should die. And not only do I think that he should die, but I think that the government's method of death is too nice for him. I think he should die a horrible, frightening, and terrified death.
Right, because he gonna die. He gonna die a slow death.
Right? He's gonna get his last meal. He's gonna have some disgusting pedophile priest coming in and read him his last rites, and he's gonna be gently escorted to the table. They'll insert the lethal injection needle. They'll allow the families of the victims to view it. Maybe, I'm not sure if the feds still do that. And he's gonna be first put to sleep. Because the first medication that they give you puts you to sleep.
Right.
The second one, I believe, does something else, and then the third one actually stops your heart. I think that is too merciful of a death for the horror that this young man did that day in that grocery store. And I wish we could show the video. There was one sister in the video who pled for her life
And he
looked right at her and shot her with that gun.
Mm-hmm.
I think the government's method of execution for this disgusting devil, if I can say that.
Listen, I wish we could bring the old school days, but I wish every brother and sister who was a family member was a victim to this man picks up a stone and they throw it at him.
Can we show that video?
No, we cannot.
We cannot show that video.
Cannot show that video. I don't even know where it is right now.
I got it. I got the video,
but yeah, we cannot show that video. But
wow,
I believe he should die. But I believe he should die by the victims throwing rocks at him.
Damn right.
So everyone gets a pistol like it was back in the day by the victims, the victims' families. Yeah.
Damn right. Give that a hand.
Why should the murder kill this person? You know what I'm saying? For what he has done. Let the victims, let the family members of the people who died get to stone them, get to shoot them, get to do something.
Right.
Looking ain't good enough. They ain't gonna solve the pain of your mother dying, your father dying, your children, or whoever was in the supermarket at that time. They gonna want the same vengeance as what that devil did.
Right.
To go in there and what? Believe what he believed in, to murder black people.
Damn
so because
right.
of that, you know what I'm saying? Let the victims get to put judgment on this devil.
Damn right. Give that a hand. And that was the spirit. That was the spirit of the brother that we're gonna quickly watch in this video again. That brother in this video had that same spirit, and we're gonna get that.
Let's check it out and see what the brothers got going on. Okay.
When you see things differently, you can be the difference.
This green space will help the Sustainability Committee reach our goals years faster than our initial projections.
But yeah, man, when this brother finally,
Kelley University looks at education
months and months of pain,
our FlexPath learning format lets you set
of seeing, of having to deal with the death of his family member. When this brother finally got a chance to see this disgusting murderer in court, this is what he ended up doing.
This is the video, y'all. That was a commercial displayed. This is the video right here.
We like our kids to go to good schools. We love our kids. We never go in no neighborhoods and take people out. Don't do Let's go.
And what you're looking at on that screen, man, is the emotions and the horror that we've had to endure for so many years due to our oppressors indiscriminately murdering us. You know, now we brought out on Let It Be Known last week or the week before last how these mass shootings have gotten absolutely out of hand, man, especially this year. I believe within the first 3 weeks of this year, there was about 39 to 40 mass shootings in this country. But for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, this particular mass shooting, this particular disgusting devil who murdered these 10 black people in this grocery store, it really hits home.
Right.
Because he didn't go out and indiscriminately kill people. He didn't go out just to shoot. He specifically targeted a neighborhood and targeted our people in the city of Buffalo. Now, there's another piece to this story that I want to bring out, unless brothers have anything else to say on that.
Nah, rock on, brother. Please.
We got the rest of the apology, but quite frankly, I don't want to hear his disgusting apology.
I don't hear that.
Nobody cares about his apology.
And he's lying.
And he's lying, right?
He's lying. He's not apologetic about nothing.
Right.
He's a disgusting, filthy, stinking, oppressive liar.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? He don't mean nothing.
And you
Go
know
ahead,
what
brother.
it is? Real quick. It's always when I hear they like one of our oppressors or somebody that murders blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, like, well, we're innocent. We're just going by our daily lives, working and or going to the laundry or food shopping or picking your kids up, and we're always a victim to these mass murderers, these out of the mind oppressor, right? And then when they're in the courtroom, what ends up happening? They either like a plea to insanity, they apologize, they were in the right mind, and this and this, they apologize, they were crying, coming out their eyes. And you know, that's the trait to Esau. You understand what I'm saying? Just think about Esau started that. Remember, he sold his birthright to Jacob. He gave it away for some linen soup.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? And then what happens? You know, the blessing is given to Jacob. He comes in.
I'm sorry.
Esau was like, "Where's my blessing?"
What kind of suit was it? He was a funny dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the point I'm saying is that's his trait. His trait is always to cry and complain when something don't go his way. When something doesn't go his way, he's always revert to just baby tears, crocodile tears.
Right.
Knowing he willingly did it on his own.
Right. Damn right. And what the officer's bringing out is so heavy. Most likely, he was simply repeating some letter or some prearranged speech from his lawyers because he knows he has to go to the federal system.
Right.
And everything that happens in court is already on record and can be brought up in another court case. So they just want to make sure that he's showing remorse. Right. I wonder what his statement is going to be if they were to give him the death penalty.
Right.
You know, he probably will use the N-word in court. And let me tell you something else. What was the name of that disgusting devil that went in that church, that Christian church, and shot those black people up years back? Dylan Storm. Right. Okay. They did not give Dylan Storm the death penalty.
Hell no. They gave him McDonald's, Burger King, though.
They gave him McDonald's and Burger King. And right now, Dylan Ruth is sitting in some penitentiary leading a white supremacist group.
Mm-hmm.
He is the leader of a white supremacist gang.
That's a fact.
Right.
That is why these disgusting devils need to be destroyed. Mm-hmm. That is why they need to be cut off. Because if they are not cut off, if this young man, this 19-year-old, is not killed by the system or however way, he is going to continue to spread the message. He is going to continue to raise up others that will go out and do the same exact thing that he did.
That's right.
Now, there's one other piece to this story.
If you,
Salakia,
sir. Right? Real quick, the brother said there's still no audio on Clubhouse, so if we could try to fix that at the moment. But like Hariala said, like, listen, these devils, all they do is murder.
Right.
All they do is kill. It's in the scriptures. The scriptures talk about they lust for murder. They lust to kill us in the streets. They lust to do all types of things because that's all they know. All they know is to be disrespectful, murderous beasts. And the thing about it, we're gonna bring that out later during the heritage of slavery part. You know what I'm saying? I got a few things I want to share with brothers and sisters about slavery and the Jim Crows. Since it's Black history, let's teach things that we might not know about.
Damn right.
You understand?
Damn right.
But what else we got, huh? Or
Well,
we still fixing the Clubhouse?
Yeah. I want to get the brothers on Clubhouse squared away. But before I do, when I get back to that, I want to bring out another part of this story, which is also heavy, because a lot of times when these things happen, the first thing that we are told is that this was an individual thing.
Right.
You know, like this was just one bad apple. You know, he went out and did a horrible thing. But right after the footage that we just saw, which was the family victim statements, the judge sentenced him to life, and then the judge herself made some statements. Let's hear what the judge had to say with regards to her statements. I'm not going to play the video. I'm just going to read it. And so after Peyton S. Gendron was sentenced in Erie County Court on Wednesday, Judge Susan Agan acknowledged disparities and said many people in East Buffalo have faced for years. This is what the judge says. She says, our history is repeated with both individual and systematic discriminatory practices.
Right.
Many of them are still in place today. Now, I just want to bring out the reason why she's saying this. The reason why the judge is bringing this out is because the judge is acknowledging that it's just not this individual's fault why these people were gunned down.
Right.
It is a systematic hellhole in places like Buffalo, in Harlem, in Atlanta, in LA, and all over the country. These systematic disparities that leave black people destroyed, that leave us in vulnerable positions.
That's right.
In which, you know, people like this can come in and take advantage of. And that's exactly what this 19-year-old was able to do. You know, here in the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana, we teach that it is our responsibility to take responsibility for our communities with regards to communities, with regards to businesses, with regards to all aspects of our communities. It is our responsibilities to make our gates strong.
That's right.
Not only to keep out disgusting devils like this from gunning us down, but to keep out all the other predators.
Right.
It just so happened that he came in with a gun and shot 10 people down. But how many of these disgusting oppressors come into your neighborhood with a pen and gun people down?
That's right.
With contracts and gun people down. They take your businesses. They take your places of employment. They leave us. They come in with crack and with fentanyl. No different than Ronald Reagan and the Bushes did during the 80s.
Right.
You know, how many times do these oppressors come into our neighborhoods and destroy us, not only physically like this young man did, but economically and socially and culturally in many, many different ways, you know? So this is just one Karen who decided to speak out, you know, in the spirit of the horrible situation, and acknowledge the fact that it's not just a 19-year-old's fault that he's able to come into our neighborhoods and do this, but it's the entire goddamn United States of America's fault.
That's right.
It is every white person's fault why this happens. It's time for us to stand up and take responsibility for this, and I'll land on that.
All right, man. Damn right. And the thing about it is, right, what you brought up is a gate. Not only does the gate protect predators from going in, but it also gives you the chance to build your nation, to build your town. Because now that you have your tents up and your the gate and the security, you don't have to worry about while you building your schools and your land and the hospitals and all whatever you need to make a town, a nation grow.
Right.
You don't have to worry about the predators coming in and attacking you, because while you have your gate up, you have your security up. So not only does it protect you from the oppression and the predators, but it also gives you the chance to build your nation, man. And that's what we're in dire need for, is building our nation. And we have to get our gates back together, and that starts with destroying these religious leaders.
Right.
Destroying
Damn
these
right.
leaders that wants to say they're here for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and what they do, they take our money. They tell you to pay tithes, this, and what happened? They get G4s and bigger mansions, and you're still waiting for that church wall to be built.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You put money together for the church to be what is it? Not reinvented. What's the word I'm looking for?
Renovated.
Yeah, renovated. The water renovated, and it's still falling apart. Hey, concert. And you've been donating money for years and years to get the walls back up and all this back up, and the money is gone to the pastor. The money is gone to the whoever works for him, or whatever they call the deacon and the singers, or whoever the case is. But it's not going to the community. It's not going to the people like it's supposed to. And that's why we always promote at the end of the day about prison programs and food drives, that the things we provide for our people.
Damn
Because
right.
we don't just do this for us. We do this for everybody. We do this for our nation, because our nation is in a dire need, so their gates could come back.
Damn right. Pin my hand.
That's not correct. But what else we got, Har? What else was next up on the list?
Well, again, we definitely have the poll up,
Right.
and we're going to take a look at the poll at the end of the show. Again, if you feel like this 19-year-old who slaughtered 10 people deserves the death penalty,
Right.
by all means, click yes. And if you feel like his life should be spared, go ahead and click no. We got the phone lines open. You'll see the number at the bottom of the screen. Feel free to call in with any questions or comments that you have on this particular situation or anything that we bring out.
Right.
Also, the Passover.
That's right.
April 1st, Raleigh, North Carolina. Give that a hand.
All
We
right.
will never stop promoting the Passover. Make sure you're there. We got the slaughter of the lamb. We got the all-black party. We got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And, of course, we got the Lord's 54th annual Passover,
Right.
hosted by Commanding General Yohana. And you can give that a hand. It's going down in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Right.
If you haven't gotten your hotel, if you haven't gotten your tickets, get on board because it's going down. I'm certainly going to be there. You going to be there, sir?
Oh, absolutely. But also don't forget that the tour to the plantations and the what was it, the slavery thing, right?
Right.
They're doing all that to let you know that how hard it was during in North Carolina, man.
Damn right.
Everybody should at least do something like that. Go to a nearest plantation, wherever you might be, and do a tour if you can.
Right.
See how horrific it was during these times. That's why when we get the chance later, we're gonna go to a documentary called The Heritage of Slavery. And you have
Right.
different people talking about how slavery was, why it's messed up, why is the laws it is now. You got devils talking about it too.
Right. Right. Most High in Christ, man. So make sure you show up to the Passover. Also, we're going to give a big shout out to Priest and Officer Karaya Allah. He
That's
might
right.
join us shortly. Give him a hand. Also, Priest and Officer Yahweh Allah couldn't make it today. Definitely give him a hand. We're going to make sure we get that war report popping next week. I know you miss it. I know you love it. I certainly do. Also, big shout out to Priest and Officer straight out of Yonkers, New York. Pratazai. Give him a hand. He couldn't make it today, but we're going to definitely have that drink of the week next week. We know you love it. And a big shout out to all the brothers and sisters, man. Big shout out to all the brothers and sisters who's going to be performing at the All Black Party in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's going to be popping. I believe that is May 31st.
That's
Friday, May 31st. The All Black Party is going down. Let me tell you something, man. We got some of the best performers and best rappers right here in the ISUPK, man. If you're not listening to ISUPK music, man, make sure you go on One Westworld. Make sure you go on Lost Tribes. Check out some of that music. We got some of the baddest rappers in the game, and you can give that a hand. Most High in Christ. Also, as you know, if you are a supporter of Let It Be Known, you know that we are big supporters in Black-owned businesses. We'll play some commercials later on in the show. Big shout out to Mama Sense. Give that a hand. He's going to be sponsoring the All Black Party. Carl Gas. Give that a hand. Yo, it's crazy how many compliments I've been getting on my beard lately. Just coming in so thick and luscious. Big shout out to Carl Gas Beard Oil. Give that a hand. I got the ladies lined up around the block. They'll also get those scents.
Right.
Big shout out to Addictive Chaos.
Damn right.
Give that a hand. You know what I'm saying? Addictive Chaos. We wear it all day, every day. Y'all know how it goes down. Also, we want to give a big shout out to UPKFL Wear. Give that a hand. Officer Itazab out of Florida. Some of the flyest wear that you could get your hands on. And again, we support all black business. Man, I wish somebody in the school would open up a distillery and start making some ISUPK bourbon.
I mean,
you know?
I know we have wine. I know brothers in Texas got their wine.
Okay,
going on.
Most High in
So
Christ.
listen, we might have some bourbon coming soon. Who
Coming
knows?
soon, Most High in
Who knows?
Christ.
But listen, if you have a wine or a bourbon or a liquor, whatever, email us. I'll buy it. I'm not telling you
Right.
to send anything free, but let's support black businesses, like we were saying.
Damn
Let us
right.
know if you have a product that's a black business. Send a link so we can purchase it and try it out and promote it on the show, man.
Damn right. Most High in Christ, man. Get that up, man. You own a black business. You just starting out with a black business, man. Make sure you give us a call. We love to support black businesses here on ISUPK. Last but not least, let me not forget my main man out of the tribe of Asher, A. Greasy, Officer Shaka Pond. Give him a hand. He couldn't be here with us today, but definitely, you already know he's in the building making it happen every single week. So give Officer Shaka Pond a hand, and we're going to get into this next topic.
God.
Now, if you at any given time do any statistics, a lot of brothers and sisters will see, I mean, you could just do a regular Google search and see that our people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we suffer from some of the most physical ailments, mental ailments, emotional ailments in the country. We got every disease you could think of. We have the highest rates of cancer in all categories.
Right.
Heart disease, forget about it. Diabetes, like it's just a foreknown conclusion that if you're black, you are destined to be a diabetic someday.
That's right.
You know, all different types of colon cancers and lung cancers, HIV, forget about it. You can look up any of the top 10 deadliest diseases, and you will see that these diseases plague Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans more than any other group of people. This is predicted in the Bible, and maybe we could get that. But again, you know, we suffer through the worst diseases in this country. Not only do we suffer through the most mental illnesses, through the most physical illnesses, but a lot of people that we don't understand that our people suffer through some of the most severe mental illnesses as well. You know?
Right.
Our people suffer from all types of post-traumatic stress disorders and just a host of mental illnesses.
Right.
You know, so we're gonna quickly get that scripture, then we're gonna get into the next story.
Yeah, listen, I got it right here.
Most High in Christ.
Deuteronomy.
Yeah, it's not online.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 61. It says every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. So right here is letting you know about different sicknesses and plagues and all different things that's not even in the book that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians would get if we didn't follow the Most High in Christ. You understand? So that's why it's important for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that we need to come together and support each other. Because if we do, we wouldn't have plagues. We wouldn't have these sicknesses. We wouldn't have things that just come out of nowhere. Why? Because you having sex with all these women and unprotected and just doing here, humping her,
right.
Going here. You don't know who you humping. Especially nowadays, you got a man that's not a man, a woman who's not a woman. You in a club doing all types of drugs and everything. You gonna catch a plague. You gonna catch a sickness, man.
Right.
That's why you need these laws, statutes, and commandments. You need these scriptures.
Damn right. Damn right. Most High in Christ. Give that a hand. Another thing that we have to realize is our condition in this country under this disgusting man that we are under in this country causes a lot of our illnesses, specifically mental illnesses, and now we have the receipts to prove it.
Right.
So let's get into this. Racism takes a toll on the brain. Research shows racism takes a toll on the brain.
Right.
And it really does take a toll on the brain.
It does.
It does at every single level, whether it's in academia with regards to education, whether it's in the job market,
right,
whether it's just walking down the block. People don't understand. Blacks and Hispanics drive differently than other cultures.
That's right.
We have to constantly keep our head on a swivel.
Right.
We have to constantly keep our eyes looking out for sirens in the back and for flashing lights.
Right. Always paranoid, man. Why? Because you think you can get stopped by the police. How much times you got stopped by the police knowing you don't do nothing wrong and think, damn, do I got drugs in the car?
Right.
I know I don't do nothing, but I let my brother borrow my car.
Right.
I took it through the car wash and they was cleaning it and vacuuming it. Did they drop something in here?
Right.
You worried about nothing. That's how much racism is a big toll on us. No matter where you go, you figure like, damn, I hope I don't get stopped. You go through a certain procedure every time you walk out your house because something might happen.
Damn
A
right.
brother might stop you. A cop might stop you. Who knows what's gonna happen? You just know if a oppressor stops me, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that.
Right.
They don't go through none of that. They just walk out their house, whatever. They're so comfortable. They walk out their house in pajamas.
Right.
Pajama, They got pajama days. You know what I'm saying? Pajama
Yeah,
days.
right.
But all these type of days, crisscross days. Why? Because that's how comfortable they are in their land.
Damn right. Damn right. And we are equally uncomfortable.
Right.
And let me tell you something. If you're a telemarketer or in any type of telesales, you know that the worst thing that you could do is sound too black over the phone.
Right.
And let me tell you something. That's not only when you're speaking to white people, that's when you're speaking to black people.
That's right.
You know, the worst thing that you could ever do is sound a little too black over the phone. And so you have to consistently and constantly check yourself to make sure that you're keeping up what they refer to as a professional demeanor.
Mm-hmm.
And when they say professional demeanor, what they really means is anti-black demeanor.
Right.
At any given time, you're in any service position, because if you do so, you're viewed as just too ghetto and otherwise unfit for employment.
Right. And you get stuff like, if you hate your job so much, why are you here?
Right.
Why are you doing it? Listen, you know, listen, I work overnight, right? I work overnight. I deal with people all the time. I go to work. It's not even that I don't want to be at work. I'm just tired. You're not
Right.
your body is not supposed to be up 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm tired. It's not like I don't want to be there. So, you know, I talk to certain the customers during the time, and they look at me like, "Hey, what's wrong with you? Why are you working? Why are you here?" It's like, because I'm up.
Right.
I'm up. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your body's not supposed to be up overnight. That's not the nature of life.
Right.
You're supposed to be sleep during the night and up during the day. So, you know, I get that all the time. I ended up fighting with people. You understand? But what we got going on?
Racism takes a toll on the brain, research shows.
Right.
Racism has negatively impacted generations of people, leading to discrimination, lost economic opportunities, racist policing, and incarceration, and in many cases, death. But even when the impact of racism is not so apparent or in the headlines, a pernicious effect of racial discrimination and structural racism can take a toll on the brain and mental health, emerging researchers shows. And look at the terms that they're talking about here. Structural racism.
Right.
Structural racism. That you know, this is not just, you know, random acts of racism.
Right.
They are speaking about a hierarchy, a structure
Right.
that has been put into place,
a
system of racism.
Right. And you know, I'm not gonna send it to you, but the funny thing, I can keep a lot of stuff in my phone, right? And in my phone, I got a whole bunch of links to systematic racism. So there's racist, right here I got racist gap in men's sentences. Everyone does drugs, but only minorities are punished for it. Those wrongly convicted and then later, let's see. It's like that's not. Black children are far more likely to be tried as adults, more likely to be given a life sentence. Black former convicts get less employee callbacks than white former convicts. How black names are hired less than white names with an identical resume.
Right.
High schools with mostly black and Latino children are far more less likely to offer courses in algebra and chemistry. How black children are more likely to be suspended in white children or even in preschool.
Damn.
Relationships between patients, race, and the intents of hospital services. How inheritance is the biggest factor in prosperity and widen wage gap. So those are the certain things I have on systematic racism, and there's a whole bunch of links that can prove that the stuff right here is systematic.
Damn right. Give that a hand. A list of horrifying statistics.
Right.
And you're wondering why you're depressed. You're wondering why you're on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You're wondering why you're an alcoholic. You're wondering why there's such a host of mental illnesses that yourself and the people around you are enduring. Well, let's hear what the researchers have to say about this.
Right, let's see what they got to say.
The data are already concerning. Experiences of racial discrimination are consistently linked with mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, substance abuse,
right,
PTSD, as well as physical ailments such as diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. Black Americans, for instance, are about twice as likely as white Americans to develop dementia. You're wondering why you see so many brothers and sisters running around the street with dementia. You're wondering why your neighborhood has such a high substance abuse rate. PTSD, like that's something that the Vietnam vets come home with.
Right.
You're wondering why you're suffering from PTSD. You're always paranoid. You're waking up in cold sweats.
Right.
Well, the researchers says it's due to structural and systematic racism.
Right.
You're thinking that you're just a product of your environment. You're thinking you just got it rough because you grew up in the ghetto. You're not factoring in how many subconscious things are going on in your mind just to try to combat structural racism.
That's right.
Systematic racism. Let's keep going. Racism is its own stressor.
Right.
And one that could not be easily avoided. Damn right it can't be easily avoided.
Right.
Where are you going to go in your city, in your country, in this world, and not have to deal with this white supremacist system that rains down racism upon you?
Right.
And this is what the experts are saying. We're not saying this.
Right.
We live this, but this is what the experts are saying.
Right. And if I could real quick,
Come
right?
on,
Let
sir.
me get the I don't know if you can pull up the scripture. I have it here though. I'll read it if anything. Let me
I'll pull it up.
Psalms 40 and 14, right? Because you gotta know that it's in the scriptures that they come against us. You know what I'm saying? We all know the Psalms 83, but I want Psalms 40 and 14. You understand? Read from 13, Salaki, if you could.
Khan. This is Psalms chapter 30, verse 13.
Right.
Be pleased.
40?
Oh, Slack.
Psalms chapter 40, verse 13. You can start there.
Oh, 40 and 13.
Yeah.
Be pleased, O Lord,
Mm-hmm.
to deliver me.
Uh-huh.
O Lord, make haste to help me.
Right. And this is what we need to be doing. We need to be pleased, O Lord, and deliver me. Oh Lord, make haste to help me. We need help from the Most High in Christ ASAP, man.
Damn right.
Because if we don't, the systematic racism, we're gonna listen. Like I just read off some of the list I have from my phone. I keep things like that in my phone for our oppressor, because our oppressor feels like this. There's nothing wrong with the system.
Right.
How can a person who benefits for the system feel that something's wrong with it? They not.
Right.
It benefits them, so they're gonna say, "I don't know what systematic racism you talking about. I got a job. Why don't you just get a job?" Well,
Right.
if I have a black name and you have a white name, but we both have the same credentials, they're gonna look like, Haryala. That sounds like a black name.
Right.
I don't think I want that. But James Cameron, yeah, that sounds like somebody.
right.
That sounds like somebody I could work with and enjoy.
Damn
Talk
right.
about my life with. But Haryala, Allah, that sounds like something I don't want to be a part of.
Right.
It sounds like terrorism. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how they think. So we need the Lord to come down and help us. Keep going.
Verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Let them be ashamed.
Let them what?
Be ashamed
Uh-huh.
and confounded
Right.
together that we seek after my soul to destroy
Right. It
it.
says, let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy it. All these people, let them be ashamed and confounded, because they should be confounded about the system that they put on us, man.
Right.
They are going to be confounded because at the end of the day, they're going to realize who the hell they were torturing at the end of the day. And the thing about it, listen, I got to find it somewhere in my notes, But even back in the days, they knew what were doing was wrong. They knew when they took out certain parts of the scriptures and gave us the slavery Bible, they knew it was wrong. They knew that putting us in slavery was so wrong. They said, listen, we're going to pay for this at the end. It's in books. And I'm going to try to get this in next week, man. I forget where it is. I read it. I'm like, God damn, look, they said it themselves.
Right.
And the thing about it, you got to think how deceitful our oppressor is, man. If you don't know, there's certain levels of English. You understand? There's 10th grade level, there's college level, there's a law level of English.
Right.
There's certain English that me and you won't understand if we didn't go to law school.
Right.
So there's certain English, certain writings that they write to each other amongst each other that talk about, listen, we can't have them do this, we can't have them do that. We have to put this in place so we benefit more of them. But if me and you start reading it, it's like reading the terms and agreements off an app. You like, I don't know what the hell this is talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is therefore if we go there and you lost.
Right.
But to them, they know what that means. That means you are a slave. So with that, you gotta know that. Listen, when you read certain things, they already know their punishments. They already know their judgments. That's why certain things they do amongst each other. They don't care. You understand? But if you could finish the scripture real quick.
Colin Khan. Let them be driven backward.
It said, let them what?
Be driven backward. And put to shame that wish me evil.
Listen, and that's what should happen, man. They should be driven backward and put to shame that wish me evil. And that's what they do.
Damn right.
That's what they do all the time. They wish we will be disintegrated, die. Listen, in the book I'm about to bring out soon, we brought it out camp yesterday. There was the first white chick that went to the Senate. You know what she talked about? She talking about, listen, if we could save white women, I wish I could lynch 1,000 black men.
Right.
That's a white woman in the Senate. She said that. I forget what it is, but it's in the book. We could bring that out later during the heritage of slavery.
Right.
Well, the first white woman goes to a Senate. The thing that comes out her mouth, I wish we could hang 1,000 black men. Why? Because we could save white women from the rapists and brutes that's called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men.
Right.
You understand? But what we got next? What are you going into next?
Well, just to get a little bit more on this, because it's important that our people truly understand the effects of this structural and systematic racism has on their brain, because a lot of times blacks and Hispanics, we are taught that our condition is our fault.
That's right.
And the fact that we haven't risen out of this condition is our fault. Especially as black men, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Get yourselves together, fix yourselves. And so I think it's important when the actual researchers of our oppressors is actually bringing out the data that shows just how destroyed we are.
Right.
Like Cap brought it out at camp yesterday, man. You should blame your oppressor for everything.
Absolutely.
For every condition, for every tear drop that you have based on your condition here in this disgusting nation, you should blame on your oppressor. And here's the data to prove it. And so just moving on to the next section in this article, constant vigilance and racial stress wear down the brain. It wears down the brain. You wonder why it's so tough for you to get through law school, to get through college, these college loans, to get through high school.
Right.
To get your GED. You wonder why sometimes it's so difficult for you to pass that test or to get past that exam, the MCATs, and all these other tests that you got to take to become a nurse and all that. Sometimes you wonder why it's so stressful. Well, the researchers here are saying that constant vigilance and racial stress wear down the brain. And what is this constant vigilance they talk about? You don't realize subconsciously that you are constantly aware of the fact that you're black.
Right.
in a country that your forefathers built.
That's right.
You
And-
have to
and still building.
and still build it.
Still
Damn right.
building it.
You have to have constant vigilance of the fact that you're black,
Right.
of the fact that you're discriminated against. The article says recent neuroimaging. What's neuroimaging? This is taking pictures of your brain activity. Research shows that encounters with racial discrimination on the individual level and structural racism at the societal level change how the brain responds to potential threats.
Right.
Racial discrimination is a type of trauma.
Right.
A type of trauma that is often invalidated or questioned by society. Damn right. Every single time we bring up racial discrimination, some oppressor has to come out and tells us that we're somehow mistaken, that this society has somehow evolved, that this society is above racial discrimination. How there's been so much affirmative action and so much counterplays put into place that the mere fact that you would complain about racial discrimination, you should be invalidated by bringing up the very thought that you could be discriminated against racially. Well, here the researchers who conduct neuroimaging experiments on the brain show that this type of discrimination is trauma to the brain.
Right.
It's trauma to you not only on an individual level, but on a societal level. The idea that someone has been discriminated against is often questioned. Well, the police will bust you upside your head and you will go complain about it. And the first question that they have, well, what did you do? Did you comply?
Right, right.
Did you put your hand on the steering wheel like they asked you to? Did you reach for something? Did you not comply? The very moment as a black man in this country that you in any way question that something that happened to you could be because of racism, just like the researcher said, you're questioned.
Right. And the piggyback off this, if people don't know, this is from another article I have right here. I'm gonna just read a little bit so we don't because we got other articles to bring out. But this talks about trauma. It says, can trauma be passed down from one generation to the next? It says there's some pretty strong evidence that parental trauma, like extreme stress, we're looking right at you, COVID, can alter how genes are passed down.
Right.
A growing body of research suggested that trauma like childhood abuse, family violence,
right,
or food insecurities, among many other things, can be passed from generation to the next. Here's how trauma can leave a chemical mark on a person's genes, where it can be passed down to the future generations. This mark doesn't cause a genetic mutation, but it does alter the mechanics by which the genes is expressed. This altercation is not genetic, but what was it? Epigenetic? I think I said it right. Epigenetic. But the point is saying, the point I'm bringing this out is that trauma is passed down,
right,
from Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So just think about the trauma we went through for years of slavery. Listen, there's a point where, as a kid, you know to be scared of police, and you don't know why.
Right.
There's certain things you know you should be scared of, where your parents even haven't taught you yet, and you scared of doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because it's letting you know they found out that trauma has been passed down. And the funny thing is, they did a test on it by what? They trying to see how did the Holocaust affect the so-called Jewish man.
Right.
And then they realized, well, if it affects them, I know damn well it affects the slaves.
Right.
Because they've been in slavery longer. You
Damn
understand?
right.
But what we got? What we continue
Oh,
on?
yeah. No, we're gonna move on from that story. Again, man, it's important that we understand that a lot of these elements that we deal with, because like the story said, and us being in the truth and being in the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana, it's our job as priests and prophets to bring these sort of things out, not only in this type of setting, but on the streets as well.
Right.
And we are accustomed to coming against our own people, not the oppressors, but our own people, And a lot of times our people don't take our plight in a way to understand that a lot of these things are racial.
Right.
You would be surprised how many times we have to come out and teach our people that racism is in the Bible. We have to come out and teach our people that racism is the number one thing to be concerned about.
Right.
You know, that, you know, our people, it's very difficult for them to believe. And when I say our people, I mean Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, because of the so-called delusion of equality. Is a lot of times it's difficult for them to believe that a lot of our plight is rooted in racism and continues in racism.
Right.
And that's why it's important to bring out articles like this. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, don't blame yourself for nothing,
right?
Other than
go ahead.
Other than not bringing yourself into the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana.
Right. And if I could, real quick, before we go, are we going to break next, or what are we going to do?
No, so we're going to go into the next story.
All right, no sweat. Let me get the Deuteronomy 32:8.
Come.
Funny thing, right after this, my favorite scripture of the Deuteronomy 32:7. But the 32:8, we're going to show you systematic racism in the Bible.
Right.
From the Most High God, because the Most High God believes in systematic racism too.
Damn right.
So let's see what we got. Huh? Read what you got.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Keep going.
Verse 9. For the Lord's portion
is
his people.
Right.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Right. So right here it just shows you right there that is systematic racism, man.
Damn right.
That's systematic. The Lord gave the nations their inheritance, but he loves the children of Israel, man.
Damn right.
He loves the children of Israel to the point he gave the portion to his people, to Jacob, a lot of his inheritance. And you gotta remember, your inheritance is the world. That's systematic racism to me.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? You give somebody, here's your plot of land, is that. I get the rest. I get the world.
Damn right.
You can have Africa. I have the world anyway. You know what I'm saying? You can have this little plot of land. The world belongs to us anyway. That's systematic racism, right? In the scriptures, man.
Damn right.
It's been taught for generations and generations to us. But we forgot it. Why? Because our oppressor is the devil, man.
Damn right.
He wants us to forget what our portion truly is. He wants you. Remember, even after slavery, after that, the Civil War and all that, what happened? He was like, listen, man, we give you 40 acres and a mule. We give you this and give you that.
Right.
They didn't even give you that. They didn't even give you 40 acres and a mule. When in reality, you supposed to have 40 acres in the mule and his land and that land and this land over there and the lands of that and the lands of you can far as you can see and more.
Right.
Because why? The Lord gave it to you to possess. Have nations for you to possess. And that's what we need to get back to, man.
Damn right. Most times Christ, you got a hand. So we're gonna move on to, unless you got more on that, sir.
Keep going. Let's go.
Most High in Christ. We're gonna move on to the next story. But before we do, again, we got the vote. The vote is up in the chat. The polls is up in the chat. Should the Buffalo shooting get the death penalty? And we have 89% yes, and we have 11% no.
Listen, right. And if you say no, please let us know why.
Yes, let us know why.
Because in actuality, it really isn't no wrong answer.
Right. No, it's not at all.
Listen, as long as this devil gets judged, because guess what? Some of them don't. There's a lot of times in history, guess what? Our oppressor never got no judgment. You understand? They had picnics. They raped and killed and murdered us. And what happened? They ate burgers and sent postcards. And it was like, listen, Ma, I wish you could have been here. We lynched 2 niggas today.
Right.
I wish you could have been here. But listen, that's systematic racism, right?
Right.
That's how the world works.
Right.
So listen, there ain't no wrong answer. But if you said no, please let us know why you said no.
Damn
Type
right.
it in.
Damn right. Let us know. And the phone lines are open. And, you know, we will. Anybody got any questions or comments regarding this Buffalo shooting, whether he should get life or the death penalty? There is no right or wrong answer. I personally think he should. 89% of the people in the chat believe he should. 11% believes he should not. So if you're coming new into the chat, place your vote. We want to know how the people feel.
Right.
A quick shout out to the people in the chat. We got Officer Shapat out of DC. Give him a hand. Long time supporter. What's going on, sir? Can't wait to see you at the Passover. We got young man Yasha Allah out of Panama City, Florida. Give him a hand. Most high in Christ, young man. Good to see you. We got Trooper Lakumya Allah. Give him a hand. My main man, can't wait to see you at Purim, brother. We got Princess Amanya in the building. Give her a hand. We got Sister S in the building out of Phoenix. Give her a hand. That's what I'm talking about. We got Israel in the building out of I hope I don't say it wrong, but Saskatchewan, Canada. Give him a hand. You know what I'm saying? We got viewers from right. We got viewers from other nations. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, man, like, share, subscribe. Let it be known. Help us spread this truth. We here every Sunday live from ISUPK headquarters in Harlem, New York. We giving it up. We letting it be known, and we're gonna move on to this next story. Now, this next story here is something, boy. Let's get this up on the screen. Parents say a Miami preschool painted toddlers in blackface for a Black History Month lesson, report says. Well, goddamn. Shots fired.
Painted Black History Month lesson, report says. Listen, and they be doing this and think there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Like, listen, I can't comprehend how they don't think nothing wrong with it, but the thing about it is we give them too much. They do know there's something wrong with it. You know why? Because during history, they did blackface and do dances.
Right.
They did certain minstrel shows, as they used to call it, and blackface and what? And make money off it. So they know what they're doing. I never listen, the funny thing is, if the youth don't know about it, that's how we just went through it. Genetics work.
Right.
That's how it works. It's passed down to them to do these evil stuff, to do these crazy things. Because if it was the other way around, right? If we ruled and made fun of them and made up white face and this and that,
right?
What would they want? They want to go to war.
Damn right.
They want to do that. Listen, that's why I don't think we're gonna play but the thing with the Proud Family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We might not play the video because we don't want it to get taken down, but if the video, we know what we're talking about with the episode when they was doing the black slavery thing with the play. They had the defacing the Mount Rushmore.
Right.
Go out there and try to deface Mount Rushmore and see what happens.
Oh, man.
They'll murder you right on the hill.
Right on the hill. Believe that.
Right on the hill. But that's how horrible and disrespectful and just evil and a deceiver our oppressor is, man.
Damn right, man. Give that a hand.
He's a degenerate deceiver. But let's go with this article. Let's read it.
And the funny thing is, man, is that we've brought out just over the last 3 episodes with regard to Black History Month. We brought out how the high school Karens did blackface last week, where they spray painted each other's face black. They said, Black History Month, I'm black and I'm proud. You're my slave. Do my laundry. You know, we also brought out there was also another story that was brought out. Commander General Yohana brought it out, how at a school, for Black History Month, Aramark, the company Aramark, who does the food at this school, gave chicken and waffles and watermelon to the students for Black History Month. Right. Just a quick sidebar, we got Priest and Officer Karaya Allah in the building. Give him a hand. What's going on,
Lord of Christ, what's going on? Akim. Let it be known. What's good? Chilling. I can't call it, man. How your brothers doing?
Everything's to Wab, sir. You already know how we do.
Yeah, man. I'm just, I'm headed to the coffee shop, man. I gotta go pick up a sweet bitch. Nah, sloppy.
Most high Christ. Listen, for those that don't know, Officer Karayala is my coffee connect. Whenever he finds a new coffee bean to come out with it, he tells me about it. Right. I run and go get it. The man, he's a coffee connoisseur.
Most high Christ, man. But yo, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm not gonna take that credit like that. I got to give the credit to Captain Zakar.
Most High Christ.
Captain Zakar is the coffee connoisseur right there. He getting coffee from Mozambique. You know what I mean?
Most High Christ. But Salaki, if I may, sir.
Uh-uh.
So today we're doing something special, man. We got a poll in the chat. The name of the poll in the chat is, should the Buffalo shooter get the death penalty? Now, as you probably know, the Buffalo shooter recently went to court in New York. He pled guilty. He received life in prison without the possibility of parole in New York State. Now he has to go to the feds to face the charges there as well. As we know, in the feds, he is eligible to get the death penalty. And so we asked our viewers in the chat whether or not he should get the death penalty. Right now, 90% of the chat says yes, he should. 10% of the chat says he should not. And we want to get your comments on it, sir.
Well, hell yeah, but before they put him down, they should put him in the middle of the street and let every family member from each family that he destroyed.
Damn right. Give that a hand.
You know, hog ties at Salakia. Hog time, and you know what I mean? Just give him a thorough beat down. A community beat down. You know what I mean? And then you know, off him. You know, let him leave this earth in pain. You know what I mean? Physically.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing, I said the same thing. I said, like, listen, the families need to each go back to how it was back in ancient times. Get a stone and stone them. Everybody should have a piece that was a victim of this situation. Get to stone this man. Get to have a piece of killing him if you're gonna kill him. Give him the death penalty, because how can you feel right? How can you feel better? Equal judgment if your oppressor is doing it for you. How could you? You couldn't feel good. That's why in the law, if somebody murdered your family, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get to stone them.
Yeah, because think about it. I'm gonna use two past incidents, right? You remember that reporter that got killed in Afghanistan or something? And their family wanted justice. They were Edomites,
right?
And they wanted justice because I think they beheaded that reporter or whatever. He was from the States, right?
That's right.
The Edomites. They wanted justice for him, right?
Yeah.
For what was done to their family member, right? Now that's one incident, right? But then what about the incident? I think it was the DC shooter. They were Benjamites. That they had the young kid. That dude had the young kid that was picking people off.
You said
they were Jake.
Wait, which one? And that's the crazy part. You gotta say which one, because that's how.
Yeah. Salakia. They were black. It was the black dude that had the young brother. I think he was Jamaican.
Jamaican. Right.
I think the young one was a Hamite, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought he was a Benjamite. Salakia.
Yeah, I think the older one was I think the older one was a Benjamite, but the younger one was a Hamite, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Salakia then. But you know, America wanted them gone. You know what I mean? And you know, and rightfully so. You know, you sitting there picking off innocent people like that. You know, at the end of the day, it's like justice got to be served. But you know, it goes to show you how twisted this country is, because it's one-sided. Because when it affects our oppressors' community,
right?
It's an uproar. They want justice. They want the book. They want the kitchen sink thrown at them.
Of course, right.
But when it comes to us doing that, even down to let's use Tyreek Nichols. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see nobody trying to help those cops out. Nah, they don't need help. But you see, when our oppressors on the police force do something to one of our people, how they glaze over it, or they get a administrative duty, you know, until the investigation's over. Look at what they did to them cops there, you know, because it was one of us. They let them go immediately, you know,
Right.
and again, like they rightfully should. But this goes to show you like how blatant our oppressors is showing us that they don't consider us, they consider us less than nothing in this world, in this society.
Right.
Because they sit there, them black cops work for our oppressors. But did they have their back? Not at all. Right. And nobody should be worked up and surprised at that, because you have to know who your enemy is. And a lot of our people think, oh, that kumbaya, come together, the melting pot and so forth. Nah, ain't no goddamn melting pot. We ain't coming together for nothing. We got to separate ourselves. That's why the scriptures tell us to separate ourselves from this world, from this society, because this society don't give a damn about us. And they blatantly show us every day on social media. Now we got videos and everything out that's showing they don't give a damn about us. But guess what? Tomorrow's Monday. People gonna go back to work, and the regular, typical nonsense is going on until something else happens.
Right.
Until it's affected, until their family members are affected.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the family is affected, now they want justice. Now they want this. Now they want to become pro-black again. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you got to do that now, because when one of our people get affected, it affects all of us. When our people get killed, it affects all of us. And that's the mindset we have to have. Even though we may not know the people or whatever, but just know that if it's one of us, you know, that's our family.
That's right.
That's our family being affected. Tyrese Nichols is our brother. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's our people, you know? Sandra Bland, so forth, you know, and the list goes on, you know? But when we get affected, we have to take that same stance from the smallest incident to the largest incident. We have to be upset over that. But our people, because a lot of us are Christians, we don't care. Because what's the Christian mentality? Oh, it don't have nothing to do with me. I'm minding my business.
Right.
It don't have nothing to do with me. My family's good. We good. You got to be selfless. That's why ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, it teaches us through these laws, statutes, and commandments to be selfless.
That's right.
To think about our brothers and sisters.
Damn right.
To extend that helping hand and to be brotherly and sisterly to one another, especially the ones that are in need, the one that, you know, society, that Christianity and society have turned their backs on. From the brothers that's locked up in jail and the sisters to the brothers and sisters that's homeless out on the street. We got to take care of our own because we all we got. Salakia, I know I'll go on all day. I'll go on all day. Salakia, you know what I mean?
No, what you bringing out is
go ahead. Now go ahead, brother.
What you bringing out is so heavy because it brings me to a point that Captain Kataza always brings out, man. And this is also to the 9% in the chat that, you know, that says that we should not, he should not get the death penalty. You see, let me explain something. Like Captain Kataza said, when one of our own kills one of our own, that is a crime.
Big crime.
But when a disgusting devil like this goes in and kills 10 of our people for no reason, that is an act of war.
Damn right.
If you know anything about war, in war, the same penalties for a crime are not the same in civil society.
That's right.
They are not. And I truly believe that what this 19-year-old oppressor did was an act of war against our people. I believe if you read the manifesto, he made that clear.
Right.
He made it clear that this was an act of war. And so whatever, if he did receive the death penalty, any death penalty that he could ever receive by this country would be way too merciful in my case. This is an act of war, and I would treat him like any war criminal would be treated, and like the United States would treat any war criminal. Saddam Hussein was a war criminal. They killed him and his 2 kids.
Right.
They hung him. They had the Iraqis hang him and throw food at him as he was being hung and choked to death. You know, Osama bin Laden, they ran up and completely annihilated where he was at. No trial, no chance for statement, no last meal or anything.
And the thing, no, go ahead. Finish.
No, this young 19-year-old needs to be treated like any war criminal would be treated.
Right. And the thing about all those deaths is that the nation got to kill that person. You understand?
right.
Saudi Arabia got to kill Saddam Hussein.
Right.
You said America got to kill Osama bin Laden.
Right.
You understand? For the atrocities that they did.
Damn right.
So when something happens to us, why do we have to depend on our oppressor to get our judgment? I'm not saying that we should go out there and take it in our hands and murder every white man in this and every nation. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
What I'm saying is our judgment needs to come from us.
Damn right.
You understand what I'm saying? And for that to happen, we have to love each other first, man. You have to love each other. We have to come back together and be one first before you can get the true judgment that our oppressor deserves, man.
Damn right.
And that comes from your brother and your sisters like you love each other. And then loving the Most High God first, because that's the first commandment. And then loving yourself, loving your brother and sister like you love yourself. That's what needs to happen. And when you do those two greatest commandments, listen, man, you're gonna have that judgment. You think? Listen, I forget the brother's name, but it was another court hearing when the oppressor killed a man's son. He's in the courtroom and the guy's pleading insanity. And the guy in this one is like, it's famous for him saying, the brother saying this. He's saying, "Oh, now you want to play insanity, huh? Right. We didn't say you killed my son, but now you want to play." And he in there emotional. He emotional.
Right.
He go. Listen, if you can go watch that on YouTube, I forget what it is, but a brother, he ain't out there. You gonna pull it up if you could. What you doing? See if you can pull that up. A brother's in a courtroom and a devil's trying to plead insanity. He trying to say he out of his ass mind. He ain't know what he was doing. But the brother's saying, "Oh, you don't know. You crazy now, but you wasn't crazy when you killed my son. When you murdered my son, and you was fine then, but now you want to plead like you." That's how you know he's a deceiver, man. And they're all every single one. Yeah, see if we could get that. If we could find that video. And because listen, you need to see that.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. I don't think you probably have to type it in on YouTube. That's how you know our oppressor. He's not fair when it comes to certain things, man. He doesn't want nothing to he doesn't want the proper judgment.
This is good.
He wants you to always come to him. He wants you to be docile. That's why he feeds you Christianity. You always gonna forgive him. You always gonna do that, but you ain't gonna. That's it right there. There you go. There you go. Play that right there, huh? Let them hear that. There you go. Let them hear that.
Yeah.
We're in the Miami-Dade County Criminal Court for a hearing related to the murder trial of Lucas Kendall.
Well, the first thing we needed to address is he's been restored to competency. Correct, Your Honor. There are two evaluations from Dr. Luis Quintana and Dr. Richardson. They both find that he's competent.
Kendall's just been deemed competent to stand trial, where he faces charges of second-degree murder and attempted murder. While working as an armed security guard at a Miami strip club, Kendall approached two men who were sitting inside a truck in the parking lot. Kendall claims one of the men threatened him. He says he also believed one of them had a weapon. So he opened fire, killing one of them with 8 shots, 4 of them in the back. Both men were unarmed. In the gallery today are friends and family of the deceased victim, Kawan Bird, including his devastated parents. To evaluate his competency, Kendall was moved from a prison to a hospital, and defense attorney Carlos Gonzalez wants to keep him there, fearing what might become of his client's mental state if he returns to jail.
And then
And
the
that's
issue
the thing.
is that you want him housed where?
At the same facility he's been housed.
In order to prevent him from decompensating?
Yes, Your Honor. He eventually decompensated to the point where he was sitting in a fetal position, naked, not eating, and not interacting with any human being.
As Gonzalez goes on, the request to prevent Kendall from returning to jail becomes just too much for Bird's father to bear.
Yeah, but my son is dead, man. My son is dead. He needs to go to prison. He don't need to be laying no mental hospital. He need to go to prison, man. Come on, church. He want to play crazy. He wasn't crazy when he killed my son, man. He wasn't crazy then, but he crazy now. All of a sudden he crazy now. You want to lay in a mental hospital? You gonna murder my son, man, for nothing? When he was trying to get away from you. You was trying to get away from you, man. And you kept shooting him while his back was under the truck. You kept shooting him, man. You kept shooting him. And his back was tight to you, man. He was trying to get away from you. And you murdered him, man, like that. You murdered him, man, like that.
The distraught father is escorted out of the courtroom.
And listen right there. That's the reason you go out on the street and scream like crazy men. That's one of the go out on the street and scream like we are crazy people and the world's coming. Why? Because that brother needs some type of what the word I'm looking for real quick. Yeah, the water. He's looking for closure, man.
Right.
And we gonna give him that closure, man. And that's our brothers and sisters to get back together. Why? Because it's for his son's sake. Your daughters, your grandchildren that's coming up. For their sake, we gotta. You damn sure better be mad.
Damn right.
You better be mad for the next generation and this generation. You know why? Because stuff like that can happen again. It's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening. So what? So you can't take it no goddamn more. You can't take it no more. And what's gonna happen? You're gonna go out there and start acting like you're an oppressor. You're gonna start shooting up police stations, doing this, doing that. And what's gonna end up happening? You're gonna end up being no better than his disgusting ass, man.
Damn right.
But says we're the greatest thing on earth. We're above all people. So because of that, we need to get ourselves together. And when we do, listen, there's gonna be no greater judgment than when Christ comes back down here, and then you get to see the death of your enemies, man.
Right.
That's in scripture. There's scripture that says ain't nothing like to see the death of your enemies, man. And that's going to be your closure. That's going to be the closure that every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man can truly praise.
Damn right.
You can truly praise the death of your enemies, your oppressor. And then what? You're going to have tears of joy.
Damn
and that's
right.
the great thing to have, man. The great thing to have is tears of joy. And that's some things we never get to see is tears of joy. All we get is tears of depression and anger and sorrow. But what about tears of joy? You don't get it. Well, here's a time to get it, man. Come get tears of joy. And it starts by the first Black man coming in here and getting in all Black, man.
Damn
Put
right.
a sister, put a scarf around your head. And learn these laws, statutes, and commandments, and tears of joy will come down your face one day. But that's what I want to say on that.
Damn right, man. Give that a hand. Give that a hand. I got goosebumps off of that. Damn right. Damn right. You want closure? We just brought out that article about our mental illness, about how racism plagues our brain and the mental illnesses and physical illnesses associated with all this racism, with the murdering of our people nonstop. Right. Just like the officer said, you want closure? We will get closure when we are able to revel in the death of our enemies. Give that a hand. Damn right. Damn right. So we're gonna
Damn
jump
right.
article real quick. Salakia, so you had something you wanted to say?
No, I just wanted to say that at the end of the day, we just got to be patient, but we got to come back to the Lord. You know what I mean? The Lord wants us to come back to him, and that's all we got to do. We got to come back, follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. I know it sounds crazy because if you're in the world and you don't know no better, you're gonna be like, come back to the Lord. We going through all this and coming back to the Lord, what is it gonna do? It's gonna do a lot. Because when you're living right, the Most High is gonna take care of you. We're living testimonies. I don't even want to sound Christian on that, but we're living proof that it happens. Because when you shed yourself of this world, all that fear of stepping out the door and worrying about catching two to the head or whatever, all that big monkey is off your back. You don't have that burden of the world when you come back to the Lord. It sounds crazy, but it's actually not. Because every brother that you see in here, every sister that you see in here is the same, went through or probably worse or the same as everybody else that's struggling with drugs, struggling with addictions, struggling with whatever they struggling with, right? We've been there before, and we don't do that no more. And Karab or Officer Karab or Officer Hayala and anybody else that's on the set, can you honestly say that your life has been better spiritually coming into this truth, or was it better before you came into this truth?
Definitely better after this truth, sir.
Absolutely.
Right. But see, it sounds crazy to the regular brothers and sisters that's out there, Jake, that's out there, because at the end of the day, oppression, when our leadership have failed us, we're looking for tangible things. We're looking for things with substance that we can physically touch. And in actuality, we need things that you can't touch. We need faith. You know what I mean? We need faith in the Most High. We need to believe in the unknown. That's all we have to do to make our lives better. You know what I mean?
Right.
Damn right, sir. Damn right. Give that a hand.
I've landed. It's like
Most High in Christ. Most High. Nah. What the officers bringing out is so heavy, man. Coming to this truth, man. We are the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. This is Let It Be Known. Once again, we are live from ISUPK headquarters in Harlem, New York, and we're going to jump into this next story. Now, Officer Karai, as you know, for the last few weeks, there's been many stories coming out about how our oppressor mocks Black History Month.
Right.
Our oppressor has disdain for Black History Month. Like, Black History Month comes along and our people think that this is a nationally recognized and accepted month in which all Americans are going to come together and appreciate the history of our people. Our oppressor hates your history.
That's right.
Our oppressor has gone through painstaking tasks for hundreds of years to destroy and eliminate your history.
Right.
And they show it every single day. And another thing that our people need to realize, this is not the old 70-year-old oppressor man who's on Social Security who hates your history. These are the younger generations. We just brought out an article last week about how high school students, high school Karens were spray painting each other's faces black, mocking Black History Month and mocking our people. We just did Commander General Yohana just did an article about how Aramark, which is one of the biggest food distribution companies in the nation, gave Black students watermelons and chicken and waffles in order to commemorate Black History Month.
Listen, it's a mockery. That's how
it is an absolute mockery.
Right.
And let's get into this story to further see more mockery of Black History Month. Parents say that a Miami preschool painted toddler's black face for a Black History Month lesson, report says. Let's get into it. Parents were outraged after discovering that a Miami preschool appeared to put children in blackface to teach a lesson about Black History Month, a report says. Photos begin circulating among parents of 3 toddlers at Studio Kids Little River with what appeared to be a brown paint on their faces, according to the Miami Herald, which 2 parents sent photos. One of the children appeared to be dressed as a construction worker, and the other was dressed as a police officer. And it was not clear what the third child was dressed as, a paper noted. Courtney Politis, who is Black, saw the photographs at least 3 students in blackface and has since removed her children from the preschool. Most High in Christ for that sister. Damn right. Most High in Christ for that sister. You should know better as an educator, Politis told the Miami Herald. What else are you teaching our children? Damn right. And that's the right question for that sister to ask. Give that sister a hand. Because if you're so stupid to put these children in blackface, wait a minute, Salakia, I hope that's a sister. It might be an oppressor who just removed her children. But again, if you're so stupid, and shout out to the chat, man. Give me a 1 in the chat if you believe that these oppressors know that this is offensive, or give me a 2 in the chat if you think that they are just ignorantly doing this and they are oblivious to the fact that this might be oppressive, or this might be offensive to Blacks and Hispanics. Give me a 1 in the chat if you think that they know it is offensive, and give me a 2 in the chat if you think that they are just ignorantly doing this and they don't realize this is offensive.
Right.
Shout out to the chat for your participation.
Damn right.
To keep going, one parent said she was shocked and somewhat destabilized and questioned, how do I trust them to decide what to show my toddler? And isn't Florida the same state that had the controversy over the what do they call it nowadays? Damn, I can't think of the name right now. But educating students on the realities of Black history.
I forget what
I forgot the name of it, but yeah, Florida is one of those states that's having issues with those controversies. And let me tell you something. Florida has always been one of the most racist and disgusting states in the United States of America.
Right.
That's where the Rosewood incident happened. Every election, they send the police out to stop Black people from voting, even though you shouldn't be voting in the first place. But it just shows that every election there's a discrepancy in the Black votes in Florida, because what happened is that Black people will go out to vote, and then they'll send the police out there to stop every Negro they can find driving to prevent them from going to vote. It happens every year. We experience it every year in Florida. Florida is easily one of the most racist states. And so moving on, parents told the paper that the school is primarily Latino, and Politis says that the teachers who taught the lessons involving blackface is Latina. According to the paper, Politis Texas Studio Kids director Patricia Vital about the blackface photos and told critical race theory, right? That's what it's called. There's a lot of controversy going on in Florida and other states involving this critical race theory. And just a sidebar, it was recent. We're not going to show the video, but there was recently a skit that was done on the
Proud Family.
Right, the Proud Family, which is a cartoon produced by Disney. And they came out with what they did was like a short, what was it, like a rap thing or maybe a
It
poetry
looked like
thing.
they were doing like a contest or something.
Right, contest, a poetry thing. And there's been a lot of outrage on that because during that particular episode, they brought out issues that are taught in critical race theory.
Right.
Issues surrounding what the ISUPK has taught since 1969.
That's right.
That Blacks and Hispanics built this country, and we continue to build this country. Blacks and Hispanics built that disgusting White House, that disgusting Capitol building, and nowadays they have East Indians and all sorts of oppressors come in there and make laws that are going to dictate the things that happen in our communities.
Right.
But we built this country, and that's what the Proud family brought out. Big shout out to the Proud family for bringing that out. I wish we could show the real heavy and a lot of the concepts that they brought up, you know, and the fact that our people have never gotten reparations for slavery or for the millions of atrocities that happened after slavery. And big shout out to Officer Abaya, who brought out the other night during his class, Monday night class, that, you know, a lot of times it's not the things that happen in slavery that blacks ask for reparations for.
Right.
Like, forget about slavery. Forget about slavery. We'll chalk slavery up. No problem. You got that. But what about Jim Crow and the lynchings and crack in our neighborhoods? It's a damn shame how the government was complicit in chemical warfare and putting crack and cocaine in our neighborhoods. And here it is, 2023. They make goddamn TV shows about it.
Right.
It's a joke in entertainment how they destroyed our parents and our grandparents in these cities using chemical warfare. And now they got a TV show about it on whatever network that is.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it on Netflix. You can see it everywhere. It's a goddamn TV show about it.
Right.
I grew up in a household that was plagued by drugs. I grew up in the Bronx, New York in the 80s and 90s when I had to walk around and watch all my brothers and sisters strung out on every disgusting drug. And growing up, we thought that the neighborhood drug dealer was the cause of this. Come to find out, it was goddamn Ronald Reagan who was the cause of this. It was the CIA in the United States government that was the cause of this.
Mm-hmm.
And yet they make TV shows about it now.
Right.
Now it's on Netflix.
And the thing about it, remember, it was a conspiracy back then.
Right.
It was a conspiracy theory. You,
Right,
think,
it was.
you think the president is drugging all black people? Are you crazy?
Right.
You crazy? You think he's drugging every black person in America?
Right.
Everyone? 50 years later, yeah, Ronald Reagan did that.
You're damn right.
Wow, they all dead. They are dead in coffins and nowhere to be judged. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did that. Salaki.
Damn
You know what I'm
right.
saying? That should let you know how our oppressor is, man. If you feel like that's what's going on, nigga, that's what's going on. There is no coincidence. It's just like in Chicago. You just think they're getting materially great guns.
Right.
You think they're getting rocket launchers and M16s and tank rounds out of nowhere?
Right. They just getting that.
Right. You understand that? That's letting you know. Yeah, go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, Salaki, if I may, I just want to say something real quick before I leave. I gotta leave after I say this.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all remember, right? Now, I don't want to make this sound conspiracy theorist kind of like ish, but you remember like a few weeks ago there was like a chemical spill in what was it? East Palestine, Ohio. It was like a chemical spill, but the media ain't really touch on that too much.
You talking
but
about?
In Ohio, it was like a
You talking about the chemical spills in the trains that's been going on around?
Right.
Listen, I wish Yawala was here because me and him was discussing it when I was coming to the school. And the thing about it is, it has to do with companies not hiring people, because he was telling me that the train companies have their own problems like every other company. When you don't hire, they're telling them like, listen, if you don't hire people for this and this and this is going to happen. So what they've been doing, like, well, we're gonna just try our best to make it not happen and stress the workers they have. So they stress the workers so much that guess what's happening? The thing they was trying to prevent. So all these train wrecks and the chemicals is, listen, that comes from your oppressor being greedy. Your oppressor trying to save face money, trying not to hire. Like, listen, it has to even go back to COVID, because you got to remember during COVID, companies was getting aid. Why? Because people weren't working. They were getting millions of dollars. Why? Because, listen, I don't have workers. I need this. So they was getting funds, the PPP loans, this and that and that. The problem is they still are on these loans. But the problem is they have to show that, like, look, we're hiring. That's why there's mad jobs and no one's hiring. Why? Because they don't want to lose. They don't want to pay back these loans. But the problem is the loans run out at a certain time. So there's going to be
But Salakia. But I know if memory serves me right, you can pull the article back up, but they were saying that it was materials, it was like plastic materials, something that was used like in World War One.
Say that again. I couldn't hear
It
you.
was like some plastic chemicals. It was stuff that was used back in World War One or World War Two, one of the world wars. And it's like they kind of kept that like a hush hush, man. You know what I mean?
And I'm not sure about that one. I will have to look at it, so I can't.
Yeah. It was in Ohio, East Palestine, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
But it was there, and it was a big spill and whatnot.
Well, the thing
And,
is, few spills. That it's been like 7 of them. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying, and it's frequent now with derailments. I mean, even out in Connecticut, they in Darien. I mean, one of the Metro North things went off the thing. You know, at the end of the train, they got a bumper at the last stop.
Right.
The thing went and it kept rolling and knocked that. You know, ran into a fence and a tree, which stopped it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean. So it's you know, our oppressor is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of, and that's what it all boils down to. When it's all said and done.
That's right.
But I gotta go. You already know. Y'all already know, man. It's always a pleasure. Shalom, Lord of Christ.
Shalom, Lord of Christ, sir.
All right.
All right. You wanted to say something real quick? Go ahead. Make sure the mic on. You lost it. All right, no sweat.
Right. You want this? Get it back.
No sweat.
Get it back, definitely. But yeah, man, that's the story that we were bringing out was heavy regarding what they did in blackface. And the bottom line is, before we move on, is that blacks and Hispanics need to understand is that your history is a joke to our oppressor.
Right.
Our oppressor has gone through his entire life and throughout this disgusting country to destroy your history. It started by painting the face of our King Jesus Christ, Yahushua in the Hebrew, painting him white, you know, and it has continued from that point to destroy our history. Check out the Russian icons. We always bring that out. They destroyed our history in Europe. They destroy our history throughout us being enslaved.
Ireland.
In Ireland, correct.
Russia. We had different monuments everywhere.
Everywhere.
But, no, go ahead, finish up.
Slack it, sir. You know, so coming to the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana, we will provide you. We are the only organization qualified to provide true black history and give our people back the most precious thing that you could ever be given, which is your identity. Your identity, when you have knowledge of your identity, when you're able to instill that in yourself and know who you are, which is the greatest people on this earth, I assure you, you won't need Black History Month. I assure you, you will never care if some disgusting oppressor paints a child's face black or spray paints their face black or gives you watermelon or anything. When you have a true understanding of who you are, none of that stuff will matter. You will understand that you are the greatest people on this earth, and you will understand that you're God's chosen people. And I'll land on that, sir.
Damn right. Listen, before we go, I'm gonna get into, like we did before, we're gonna do a little bit of Black history, right? And I'm gonna just read the scripture like I always read when we bring out this Black history. Deuteronomy 32:7. So it says, remember the days of old, consider years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. You understand? So the whole point about this is to bring out things of old generations, bring out things that you might not know. And the thing about it, we went over blackface, right? But before we go back to the blackface, I want you to go play this video, right? You ain't gonna start at the beginning, but the name of this documentary, if you get the chance to watch it, it's on YouTube. It's called The Heritage of Slavery. But I want you to go to the 30-minute mark, right? And I want you to listen to what this sister says. Move up a little bit. Start right there. We're going to play that and listen to what she's saying. Remember, this is from 1968. Boom. There you go.
From the present. More than anyone else, the spirit of resistance to this control has been Fannie Lou Hamer.
Listen carefully.
At the 1964 Democratic Convention, Mrs. Hamer was a leader of the attempt to unseat the regular Democratic delegation from Mississippi.
Mississippi is still a very rough place. You know, people is not just walking up like they used to do in the past, walking out, you know, shooting a man down or getting maybe 200 or 300 people carrying you out and lynching you, but it's in a more settled way. You know, they can let you starve to death, not give you jobs. These are some of the things that's happening right now in Mississippi. See, Mississippi is not actually Mississippi's problem. Mississippi is America's problem. Because if America wanted to do something about what has been going on in Mississippi, it could have stopped by now. It wouldn't have been in the past few years, between 40 and 50 churches bombed and burned. You see, and this lead me to say, you know, all of the burning and bombing that was done to us and the houses, nobody never said too much about that, and nothing was done. But let something be burned, you know, by a black man, and then, my God, you know,
That's
you
right.
see, the flag is drenched with our blood. Because, you see, so many of our ancestors was killed because we have never accepted slavery. We had to live on it, but we've never wanted it. So we know that this flag is drenched with our blood. So what the young people are saying now, give us a chance to be young men, respected as a man. As we know, this country was built on the black backs of black people across this country. And if we don't have it, you ain't gonna have it either, because we gonna tear it up. That's what they saying. And people ought to understand that. I don't see why they don't understand that. They know what they've done to us. All across this country, they know what they've done to us. This country is desperately sick, and man is on the critical list. I really don't know where we go from here.
May I have your attention, please? Greyhound coach not only.
Yeah, listen, man, and listen what that sister said. That is important. She said we don't know where to go from here, and that's why the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana is important, man, because we know where to go, and what to do. You just think about what she was saying, man. They know what they did to us. This is their problem. They should fix it, but they don't want to fix it. They want to keep you going in the same old routine. There was another book I was reading. Listen, I've been reading heavy when it comes to the slavery recently. It was another book by Booker T. Washington. I forget what it is. Growing Up a Slave. I think that's the name of it. And I'm listening to the audio book. There was a point in the book where he's saying was, there's 2 points. He was like, as a youth growing up, I've never sat at the dinner table with my family. He said, I've never sat at the dinner table with my family. What that sound like? That sound like us growing up. Right. Half the time, I never got to sit with my family, let alone my mother and father didn't even get together. But even if we were together, then we ain't sit at no goddamn food table, the dinner table. Why? Because one is working, the other one's working. I'm doing homework. That one's doing this doing that. When we come together, what? To sleep. Right. That's when we came together to sleep. And then what? We all rush together in the morning time. I gotta get in the bathroom. When you get out the bathroom, man, I'm gonna be late for work. I gotta go to school. That's the only time you're together is arguing over what? Your slavery you gotta go to, the school you gotta go to. You never got to be together as one, as a family, but an oppressor makes sure they're together as a family. They make sure they have annual family vacations and cruises and all types of Christmas and Thanksgiving parties while we are struggling to get a dime and a nickel. And the other thing he said in the book was when they let us go, once we were free, the responsibility of being free was too much for black people. You don't talk about we don't talk about that. We've been so much of a slave and routine so long that when we finally got free, we was like, what the hell we gotta do? I gotta register, I gotta do this, I gotta get a birth, I gotta do this, I gotta register my children to the point what you're forcing yourself to go back on the plantation. You're forcing yourself to still be a slave because they never taught you how to be free. You don't know what it is to actually be a free man, and you still don't. Go ahead, say something. Here, give him this one real quick. Here, take this at the moment.
Yeah, you know, that's so crazy because you know what I'm saying. What that really sounds like is like when we become institutionalized.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's like when we was in slavery, we was institutionalized like that. But now post institutionalism, if that's even a word, you know what I'm saying? We now got that same type of mentality.
Mentality.
We got the same mentality. Like that's crazy that we was even like we afraid to do certain things, like even speak out. Like we talking about reading out the Bible. That's the main thing too. Like we're reading out the Bible. It's like, oh well, who wrote that? That's a white man. Man, well, don't you think? Well, who wrote everything else that you abide to? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Listen, and I agree. And the thing about it is even deeper than here. The water. Give him a hand up. And the thing about that, we touched on it earlier. I said something real quick. They knew about the scriptures. They knew about taking certain things out because they knew if we read certain parts, we would realize, like, what the hell? Moses did this. We can do it too. So they gave us a slavery Bible. To the point that even before that, they knew that it was so wrong that they was going to be judged by God later. They knew it, but they said, listen, I'd rather deal with this now and take the judgment later. That's how our oppressor is.
Right.
That's how he is right now. But moving on, I want to get this before we leave, right? I want everybody to see this book, one of my favorite books to read on Jim Crow, stories from Jim Crow Museum. It's called Watermelons, Nooses, and Straight Razors, right? Yeah. Hold here. Yeah. Take that real quick. Show the camera real quick. Bring it a little bit closer so they can see it. It's called Watermelons, Nooses, and Straight Razors. Go get that book. This book is amazing. It talks about our history during Jim Crow, right? But let me get this.
Christ.
Get this point right here, because we were talking about blackface, right? I'm gonna read a little bit right here, if you could. All right, read this right here. Where it says, and it shows you that they know what they're doing, but read the title real quick. What it says:
Black faces, white crime.
Says what?
Black faces, white crime.
All right, let's get into it. Go ahead.
This chapter begins with a brief examination of the role played by blackface minstrel in perpetuating the portrayal of blacks as criminals.
Right, keep going.
That is an important story, but it is not the whole story. Minstrel performers were not only whites who darkened their skin and pretended to be black people. From the late 1800s through the first half of the 1900s, newspapers reported stories of white criminals.
Of what?
White criminals.
Of what?
White criminals.
Keep going.
Disguising themselves.
What?
Disguising
Blackface
themselves.
What?
Disguising themselves.
Keep going.
As Negroes.
Oh, really? Keep going, huh?
Their crimes range from loitering to murder.
Listen, and that's how you know that. Listen, they know what they're doing.
Damn.
They know what they're doing when they put your kids in black faces, man. Especially, listen, if they black facing our children already who's black and you black facing them, listen, you know how disrespectful that is?
Right.
Just look at what he just read it again, Hard. Just read that. Read it
Whites
one more time.
Minstrel performers were not only whites who darkened their skin to pretend to be black people.
Right.
From the late 1800s through the first half of the 1900s, newspapers reported stories of white criminals disguising themselves as Negroes.
So it's disrespectful They basically laughing at us because look, you don't even know what we did when we were doing this.
Right.
You don't even know what this really means. You think it's racist because we trying to be black. It's deeper than that, man.
Right.
It's way deeper than that. Keep reading, huh?
Their crimes range from loitering to murder.
Keep going.
In 1884, Bogan Cash, a fugitive, roamed the woods near Columbia, South Carolina. His face was blacked as charcoal. He shot at one person. There was a double killing in 1894 in Roebelin, Louisiana. A man described only as a peddler heard cries of murder coming from a home and broke down the door, pistol in hand. He saw two black-faced men.
Oh, I'm surprised. Keep going.
Attacking a white woman.
No, you say what?
Attacking a white
And
woman.
guess what they did for black people who did touch a white woman? They hung them.
Right.
They lynched them.
Right.
Keep going, huh? There was a white man dressed in blackface. Keep going,
Damn.
huh?
He killed them.
He did what?
He killed them.
Keep going.
He did not know that both would-be murderers were white women dressed in men's clothing.
Wait. Say that again, huh? They were what?
He did not know that both would-be murderers were white women.
White men?
White women.
A Spaniard man?
White women.
No, it's an African man.
White women.
It's a white woman that you love so much, black man. They did what, huh?
Dressed in men's clothing with their faces blackened.
They was what?
White women in men's clothing with their faces blackened.
And that's your school teachers, man.
Right.
That's those photo stars. Those are those women that look for you on the basketball court, man. They dressed as black men in men's clothes to do what? What they did, huh? Go back. What did they did?
They killed them.
Who they killed though? That's the important part. Who they killed?
They saw two black-faced men attacking a white woman.
So it was a white woman on white woman crime.
Damn right.
But yet, guess who did it? A black man. Two black men killed this white woman. What we gotta do? So we gotta go look for black men and go hang them.
Right.
A white mob, we gotta go hang them. Your oppressor's the devil, man.
That's right.
He's a deceiver. Wait.
Damn
Can't
right.
just end there. There's a whole bunch. Read this. Read a highlight. Keep going.
There are many instances of white robbers blackening their faces.
Of what?
White robbers blackening their faces.
Keep going.
In 1894, Carol Martin of Van Buren County, Tennessee, was murdered.
He was what?
Murdered.
Keep going.
By two men. It was a botched robbery. Martin's daughter and granddaughter were also wounded. The assailants were disguised as blacks.
Keep going.
In 1906, the police department of Los Angeles reported that some recent robberies, burglaries, and holdups supposed to have been committed by Negroes.
Of course. Keep going.
Have been committed by white men.
Wait, what? It had been committed by who?
By white
Your
men.
Your oppressor is what?
By white
Your
men.
Your supervisor wanting you to get to work on time is what?
By white men.
Blue collar crimes happen by who?
By white men.
Keep going.
Disguised as blacks.
Listen, man. How much time? How deep do you want to go down the blackface rabbit hole, man?
Damn.
We can go deeper, huh? No, don't stop there.
Damn.
Don't stop there. Let me give you the other one. Read this. Read that one. Read that one right here, huh? Read that one.
God. Oh man. Mitchell was disguised as a Negro woman. Salakia. White criminals who disguised themselves as blacks sometimes committed sexual crimes.
Keep going.
In 1909, William B. Mitchell, one of the wealthiest and most prominent residents of Thomasville, Georgia, was found guilty of attempting to abduct Lucille Linton. Mitchell was disguised as a Negro woman.
He was disguised as what?
As a Negro woman.
Keep on.
Nancy Dawson from Canton, Georgia, was the victim of a rape attempt in 1906. She was beaten and her clothes torn away. In the struggle, she scratched the man's face, and the stains on her fingers indicated that his face was blackened by art and not by nature.
Listen, man, read that again slowly, man, because this is going past you. He is dressed as a black woman attacking a white woman. He's trying to rape her as a black woman. The white woman fights this so-called black woman, and to come to realize it's a white man disguised in blackface.
And cross-dressing.
And cross-dressing. And remember, this is in the rich area of a white people's place.
Right.
Imagine this happened in Manhattan or wherever you're located at, wherever the most wealthiest rich place is in your area. Imagine a white man dressed as a black woman going to attack a white woman, and she's fighting for her life. Come to realize she's fighting one of her own kind, man.
Right.
One of her own kind. Your oppressor's the goddamn devil, man.
Damn right.
He's a deceiver, man. It's right here. He's the biggest deceiver this world has ever known, and he needs to be eradicated, man.
Damn right.
He needs to. It will cleanse the earth. It will cleanse the sea, the sky, space, Mars, wherever he puts his filthy, disgusting inventions at, it will cleanse it. The earth will be cleansed, man. But it starts by blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians coming together. It starts by them coming together. We gotta come together. Why? Because this is what they're doing. This is exactly what they do to us, and then talk about later. Like, there ain't nothing wrong with me blackfacing.
Right.
But who knows about these histories? That's why they say, what? You want to hide things from a Negro? You put it in the book.
Right.
That's why I said at camp, this nigga reads, man.
Right.
You might not read, but I'm going to read for you, and I'm going to bring this out and let y'all know why he's a devil.
Damn
why
right.
he's a deceiver, because you need to know. I truly know why. And you got to know why too. Because things like this, remember, what was it? 1840?
Right.
Just think about that. 1840. They've been doing this, and so on and so forth and so forth, man. But we don't have to go through. You know what? Before we leave, let me get one more thing, right?
That's so heavy what you bringing out, sir. Give that a hand. Yo, let me tell you something, man. To our viewers in the chat, and to all blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, man, you better thank the Most High God for the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, and for officers like Officer Karab, man, who brings out this history consistently. Check out his classes. Go back and watch every single goddamn class on ISUPK Long Island. He brings down the history. He's a heavy hitter, man. And what he's bringing out right now is heavy, man. Give that a hand.
And real quick, I know we show on time and we're gonna go, but I want brothers and sisters to realize, right? The black facing and what they do. And remember, they dressed in as black men. And what happens when in the future, the white people are Marvin are black brothers.
Right.
Why? Because the white woman said, yo, he raped me. When it would have been probably a white man in blackface. So then you gotta realize, was it truly that brother that they killed? Raped the white woman, so-called rape, or so-called touch him, or was it a devil in disguise?
Right.
But there's something I want you to read real quick, right? And it's called Tutor of Oppression. So this comes later in the chapters of us getting lynched because we so-called raped white women. So keep going.
Right.
Read this real quick. Yeah.
Con, sir. Con.
Hebrews real quick. 12 and 16. The oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand that? And the waterfall, let me come on real quick. You know what I'm saying? He's a goddamn devil. He's nasty and filthy and disgusting. You understand? Romans 12 and 16, real quick.
Right.
Excuse me, Hebrews, Slocky, Hebrews 12 and 16, real quick. I'm gonna tell you disgusting. The Bible says he's disgusting and nasty. You understand? A filthy animal.
That's right.
You understand? When you got it, just read what you got. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead with it.
Yeah.
Slocky. This is the book of Hebrews. Chapter 12, verse 16.
Come on with it.
Lest there be any fornicator.
Lest there be any fornicator. You understand? A nasty, filthy, disgusting, sexual deviant. You know what I'm saying? That just can't control himself. That's Esau. Who's Esau? The white man. You understand what I'm saying? That's who that is. Keep reading. Salaki.
Or profane person.
Uh-huh.
As Esau.
Say it again.
As Esau.
Yeah. There's nobody that's more disgusting and filthy than they are. You understand? They're profane fornicators that just
Put
are
the
we
camera
good?
on him.
You gotta be
No,
calm,
no.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Profane fornicators than him. He's an absolutely nasty, disgusting, filthy, stinking bastard. You understand? And he's just a sexual deviant. You understand? He can't control himself in no kind of way. That's why they can paint themselves black or whatever the case may be and rape and murder and slaughter and be nasty.
Damn
you understand? Right. That's why they can do that. Because there is nobody that's more profane or nasty or disgusting or despicable than they are.
Damn right.
You understand? They are some nasty beasts. Black man, let me tell you something. Hispanic man, when I say black, I'm talking about all the tribes. Let me tell you something. Don't let America and don't let the world or this earth tell you that you're a nasty, disgusting, filthy person. You're not. You got morals. You understand? You got morals. And you do, even if you're a criminal. You understand that? I know niggas that have been to prison that got more morals than these disgusting, filthy bastards out here.
Damn right.
You understand? They got more morals. You understand that? These people are disgusting and filthy, man. You understand? And that's why we can read these stories of like this, because that's how they are. That's who they really are. Is just disgusting and filthy. And guess what? God hates their guts. Give me Romans 9 and 13 real quick and I'm done. God hates their guts. He hates them. You understand that? Black man, woman, and child, you are above everybody on the face of this earth. Don't you forget that. Deuteronomy 7 and 6 said so. You understand? You above everybody on the face of this earth. This filthy, disgusting, stinking, rotten, polluted earth.
Damn right.
You understand? You above everybody. You understand that? These people are nasty and disgusting. And when I say these people, I'm being nice. You understand what I'm saying? I'm being nice. Read what you got.
This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 13.
Come on with it.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved.
Who's Jacob? Jacob is from 12 tribes of Israel. You
Damn
understand?
right.
From Judah all the way down to Issachar. That's who Jacob is. The children of Israel. You understand that? Keep going.
But Esau.
Say it again.
But Esau.
That profane fornicator we just read about. Say it again.
But Esau.
You nasty, disgusting, filthy, stinking. Go ahead, please.
But Esau have I hated.
The Most High God hates the oppressor.
Damn right.
I'm not gonna say what it really is. He hates the oppressor. You understand that? You know why? Because he's a filthy, disgusting, stinking, rapist, molester, pedophile bastard. You understand what I'm saying? And black man, you are not. You're better than that. That's all I gotta say. I'm done.
Most times, give him a hand. Damn right.
Damn right. And just reiterate, the name of the book is Watermelons, Nooses, and Razors. If you want to go out there and buy it. Watermelons,
Nooses, and Straight Razors.
Right. Watermelons, Nooses, and Straight
by
Razors.
David Pilgrim.
Damn right. If you could. Hey. Most High in Christ. But what's so heavy about that scripture, right? Go back to it real quick. because there's something else. Go to read the next verse.
Verse 14.
Right.
What shall we say then?
Right.
Is there unrighteousness with God?
Right.
God forbid.
And that's the most. Listen, that's letting you know it's righteous. It's saying like, is there unrighteous with God because He loves black people and hate Esau and a so-called white race? He said, God forbid, man.
Right.
Hell no. Just think about that. Hell no. Is that wrong? Wait. So it's like saying, is it wrong for God to love one people and to hate the other people? No, not at all. That's letting you know it's the most righteous thing that can possibly happen. And it should happen. Why? Because they've been hating us for how many years, man?
Right.
They've been hating us so long that we need love from somebody. We need to get love from somebody.
Right.
And that love is from the Most High God, man.
Damn right.
He's saying He loves Jacob and he hates Esau. Is that unrighteousness with God? God forbid. Hell no.
Right.
Hell to hell not. No. Why? Because look at what we read before. Look at all the atrocities. But if we could,
Right.
because let's get back to the book real quick.
Let's get back to it.
Real quick, get back to the book because I want people to understand what happens with the lynching. Remember, they were raping, dressing as black faces, raping our sisters, raping their women.
Right.
Remember, in the future, what happens? They go attack our men, lynch our men. Why? Because we so-called rape white women, touch white women.
Right.
So read on Harvard. What does it say? Tool of oppression. That's the name of the paragraph.
Con. A tool of oppression.
Right.
Although black people enslaved in the United States were sometimes lynched,
right,
usually for running away or planning a rebellion, lynching as a widespread, distinctly anti-black tool of oppression emerged after the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
In the years immediately following the war, a newly emancipated black people were victimized
Right.
and sustained by brutal violence. Historian Leon F. Litwack writes that how many black men and women were beaten, flogged, mutilated, and murdered in the years of emancipation will never be known.
Listen, and that's important. But keep going. Let's go. Let's keep going because there's a few things we want to go before we leave. Yeah, read that. Read that part.
Lynchings were often seen as frontier justice for offenses ranging from cattle theft to murder. And during the late 1800s, white people were lynched in the United States.
Right.
But by 1900, racial character of lynching was well established. The ratio of black lynching victims to white lynching victims were 4 to 1 from 1882 to 1889, increased more than 6 to 1 between 1890 and 1900, and soared to more than 17 to 1 after 1900.
That's just letting you know they were just killing us for fun, man.
Damn.
They were killing us for fun. They couldn't even come up with enough excuses to kill us, man. But what was so heavy is this part right here. This is what I was talking about, the white woman who went to what was it? The Senate. Read what she say, Y'all. Read. Go look up this white woman. Go read what she said. Right here. This one right here.
Rebecca Latimer Felton.
Say that again.
Rebecca Latimer Felton.
Say it one more time.
Rebecca Latimer Felton.
Go look this white woman up. Keep going.
The first woman in the U.S. Senate as a champion of women's suffrage.
Remember this. She's a champion. The first woman, and remember, this is a white woman. They don't want to say, but this is a white woman. The first white champion woman in the Senate. And just go ahead, Har. I don't even want to spoil it. Go ahead, read on.
Said in an 1897 speech that the biggest problem facing women on the farm was the danger of black
of what?
Of black
of what?
Of black rapists.
But we just read before that white men with blackface as black men, right?
Right.
And do what? What are they doing? Raping. They
Right.
even took it to the dressing as black women to rape white women.
Right.
Keep going, Haryala.
Slakia.
No, it's all right.
If it takes lynching to protect women's dearest possessions from drunken, ravening beasts, she said, then I say lynch 1,000 a week.
Wait, what she said?
She said lynch 1,000 a week.
No, don't lynch brothers.
Lynch 1,000 a week.
No, listen, we forgive. We love everyone.
Lynch 1,000 a week.
This is the white woman you love, black man.
Right.
The basketball star, football star. This is the woman you want to marry. You want to have children with them.
Right. The Kardashians
You want to
of
give
that
up
day.
your beautiful black women, her so-called Hispanic women, Native Indian women, for this dog.
Right.
Remember, she's a champion. That says she's a champion for white women, man.
Right.
She's a champion. And as a champion, the first white woman in the Senate, she said, I wish we can lynch 1,000 black men a week, man.
Damn.
I wish we can lynch 1,000 black men. That's what came out her goddamn mouth. So why I can't say your oppressor is the devil? I don't even want to say that.
Right.
I'm being censored if I tell you how I truly feel, what
Right.
the Bible says about them. But she can go to the Senate in front of congressmen and where they vote and do certain things and say, listen, I wish we could lynch 1,000 black men.
Right.
Listen, we got to get our priorities together, man. We got to get our priorities together.
Damn right.
Because you think that stopped? That increased. It's
Right.
not just lynching no more. It's gun violence.
Right.
It's murder. It's Ronald Reagan pumping crack into the community. It's all that above. And there's ways we can stop all this from happening. It's just stop shooting Ray Ray.
Right.
Stop selling guns to John and drugs to him. Stop messing with your brother's woman secretly while he going to work. You hopping in through the window.
Right.
Stop doing all this nonsense that the law, statutes, and commandments forbid us to do. And then maybe, listen, you can have your judgment like you want, man.
Right.
Maybe we can finally get along.
Right.
I know but I want this to be read because
sir.
we talked about black men, but read about black women because black women ain't safe either.
Right.
I want to end it on that because that's what I love black men and women. And I think we both should know we both equally are not safe. So read this real quick. It's real short, but read this.
Colin Wakan.
Hey, wait, before I'm going to give a little, it talks about more lynching and all that, but it goes into a black woman right here. Keep going. Don't worry about it.
Ida B. Wells, an African-American journalist in Memphis, established an editorial critical of lynchings and challenging the myth on the epidemic of black on white rapes.
Right.
Pointing out that black men and white women sometimes had consensual sex.
So finish it up.
Consensual sexual relations.
Right. So right here, she's like, this is a black woman writing her as a journalist, writing this article saying, like, listen, some women just like a black rod, and some black men just want to have sex with white women. So they're like, well, listen, that's what happens sometimes. So what happened? Keep going, Har.
Wells would not have been the first or last black woman lynched. Oh, Slakia.
You missed that.
Yeah,
Right.
Slakia.
Yeah, this is the good part.
Pointing out that black men and white women sometimes had casual sexual relations.
Right.
A white mob.
A what?
A white mob.
The mob that hangs your brother. What?
A white mob.
The one that black face to go rape their own women. What?
A white mob.
Keep going.
Burned her newspaper office
Mm-hmm.
and threatened to lynch her.
That's what happens when a black woman tries to stand up and say what's going on. Her office gets burned to a crisp.
Damn.
Keep going, Har.
Salakia, so you saying that this black woman came out and just simply made a comment regarding black on white rapes.
Right.
And she said that, hey, Sometimes it's consensual sex.
Right. Sometimes black men and white women
Right.
just want to have sex.
It just happens like that.
And the
sometimes.
white mob is like, no, they are being raped. So what they do, they just went there and burned her office down.
Burned her whole
But the
office
next
down.
sentence says what? You gotta understand.
God,
Keep
sir.
going.
Wells would not have been the first or last black woman lynched.
So they lynched her. Just think about that. They burned her office, destroyed all that, and they lynched her.
Damn.
But we about to go right after this, but listen carefully to this last part. Keep going, Har.
From the 1890s through the 1950s, at least 159 black women.
What?
159 black women.
Just one?
159 black women
159 black women. Keep going.
were lynched.
My God, man. My God, man. The oppressor should be eradicated, man.
Right.
Look how much of our sisters were killed just by lynchings, but keep going. It's not finished yet.
Laura Nelson and her son LD were hanged from a bridge over the North Canadian River in Oklahoma on May 25th, 1911.
Right. Now listen closely to this very last two sentences. Keep going, Har.
Neither Laura nor her son were accused of raping a white woman.
Just think about that. There's a no. You gotta realize what this means. They lynched her, but they couldn't accuse her for what? Raping a white woman. Why? Because she's not a black man. So they thinking like, damn, how can we accuse this woman if she's a black woman and she has a son? Well, they're like, the hell with it. Keep going, Har.
But it is evidence of a hypocrisy,
right,
that ungirded the Jim Crow racist hierarchy that members of the white mob raped.
They did what?
Raped.
They did what?
Raped Laura.
Okay.
Before they lynched her. God
and that's your oppressor, man.
Damn.
That's what they did to our sister, man.
Damn.
They couldn't. They get angry, and when we so-called rape their woman, but they raped one of our sisters and then lynched her. It's so crazy. They don't even mention what happened to the son.
Right.
I know the son is dead and lynched.
Right.
But they are so disrespectful.
Right.
And ugly and disgusting.
Right.
You don't even realize that they don't even mention the son, man.
Right.
They don't even mention the son. But they raped our sister, man. Your oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
Damn right.
He's the devil.
Damn right.
And that's black history, y'all. That's black history. This is black history.
Damn right. Clap it up for that, man. Man, what the officers bringing out is heavy. Once again, check this book out, man. Your history is right here in this book. Watermelons, nooses, and straight razors.
Right.
This is important history. This is not the history that your children are going to learn for Black History Month. This is the history that's going to be brought out from the ISUPK under Commander General Yahana, not only for Black History Month, but for every month and every day and every week, and especially every Sunday from 4 to 6 on Let It Be Known.
That's right.
Yo, we gonna get up out of here, man. Yo, big shout out to the chat and for everyone who commented on the poll. Let's get a final reading on this poll to see exactly where we at on this poll. Again, we put out a poll, and we got brothers in the room right now before we leave. We put out a poll earlier, and the poll was whether or not the Buffalo shooter should be sentenced to death or whether or not the Buffalo shooter should be given life in prison by the feds, man. And our final count on the poll is...
Let me see. I don't think it shows it right here.
Okay, let me see if I can...
See if you can see it right there.
See if I can get it pulled up real quick. Our final...
I'm stepping in. Death!
Right.
Death!
Allah says death. Okay, so our final count on the poll is 87% of the chat said death. Slakia, 88 now, which leaves 12% that says no death penalty. The phone lines were open. We shutting it down, man. So we're going to leave it at that 88-12. I personally pick death. There's no right or wrong answer. But at the end of the day, let judgment catch up with this disgusting devil who killed 10 black innocent people up in Buffalo. Hey, yo, listen, man, this is Let It Be Known. We are live from ISUPK headquarters in Harlem, New York. And yo, give it up for the man of the hour, the priest of the power, Precinct Officer Shalaya Allah. Give him a hand. That's what I'm talking about. Straight from Long Island, New York, we got Precinct Officer Karab in the building. Give him a hand for that heavy information he brought out of this book, man. Teaching you your history. Make sure you give him a hand. Big shout out to our brothers from New Jersey. Precinct Officer Kashaka Ward in the building. Give him a hand. Precinct Officer Ayash in the building. Give him a hand. Salakia, let's not forget my man from out the Bronx, New York, Precinct Officer Yawasapia Allah in the building. Give him a hand. Bronx in the building. Hey, yo, Bronx versus Jersey. Get the cards out. We on the space table. Bronx versus Jersey. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? We got Trooper Benyanya Allah in the building, straight out the tribe of Levi. Give him a hand. Right. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yo, listen, we're going to get it up out of here. Yo, thank you for your support, your love in the chat. Thank you for watching us. Salakia for Clubhouse. We couldn't get it together, but we'll have it together next week. Big shout out to Precinct Officer Karaya Allah, who couldn't be here, but he did chime in earlier. Yeah, big shout out to my man, A Greasy, who couldn't be here today at Shaka Pond. He couldn't be here, but he'll be back next week. Big shout out to Officer Yawa Allah, the War Report. Check it out on the War Report podcast. Make sure you check that out, man. Get all your information as far as this war we are fighting every day of our lives. Yo, we're going to get up out of here with some commercials and some sponsors. The Passover, April 1st, Raleigh, North Carolina. Be there, or you listen, man. If you're not at the Passover, man, I don't know what else to say. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We got anything else, sir?
Let me say, like always, you know how I do at the end.
On a serious note.
A serious note, like always, remember, we have prison programs. We have food drives. We have counseling. We have all that stuff, right? That's why it's important that ISUPK is here, because you have all that stuff. You have phone numbers. Like I said, go to your nearest school or wherever you at and get counseling. If you need a coach, go ask for coach. You need food, go get some food. We have all these programs for us, man. Just remember what we read out of. Remember these books, all these history books. They don't give a damn about us.
Right.
They doing everything in their power to destroy us. While here we do everything in our power to uplift us and make sure we become Israel once again and rule the earth, man. But as always, listen, join us at the Passover. We be there. Come there. Man. Listen, listen, even if you're in another social Israelite group, come to the Passover and break bread with us. Let's settle our differences, man.
Damn right.
Let's settle our differences, and then we really can say Kwam Yashala.
Damn
we
right.
We really can say rise Israel, man. But that's all I wanted to say. Let's get it.
Most High Christ. Shalom, Israel.
Tyra Lumpkin. I am the owner and creator of Penrose Apothecary. I create niche perfumery and luxury hand-poured candles. I technically started Penrose at the end of 2019. I launched January 1st of this year. I started because service is my love language, and I feel providing a luxury product that I make from my heart is my best offering of love that I can give. Penrose is the name of the street I grew up on in St. Louis, Missouri. I can't even think of the name Penrose without smiling and thinking of all the joy and laughter and good memories, nothing but good memories there. And so when I came up with the name for Penrose Apothecary, I took Penrose, meaning home for me, and then apothecary is where you go to receive healing. And I put them together, so I'm bringing a sense of home and healing to anyone who patrons Penrose Apothecary. I hope to have small storefronts throughout America. I never want to be like a big factory or wholesale. I always want to keep it intimate and niche, something that is very personal. So I definitely want to grow. I want to grow my way, and I want to grow from the heart. I chose scent for a reason. Scent is the strongest recaller of memory psychologically. You can smell something once and you smell it again 10, 20 years later, it'll take you right back to where you first smelled it. And whatever happened, like you will instantly start to recall like vividly what happened just from smelling something. And I think that for me, the olfactory sense is the most intimate. So I chose scent because I want this to be something people carry with them forever. I liken myself as being a scent house, a perfume house. I offer luxury hand-poured candles, room sprays, perfumes, body oils, and perfume oils. I will be branching off into incense as well as body butters and shower gels as soon, but the whole purpose is to bring fragrance and the smell goods to all forms of your body and house. My name is Kyra Lumpkin. I am the owner and creator of Penrose Apothecary. If you would like to keep up with my arts and crafts, please follow me on Instagram at Penrose Apothecary. I also have a website, penroseapothecary.com. I am always doing pop-ups. I do in-store vending at West Elm every now and then. I'm always doing something to grow this brand and bring it to your living rooms. So if you want to keep up with me, please follow me on Instagram. I really hope you find a home in Penrose.